Three, two, one. All right. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Timone Show. I'm here today with my guest, Tyler James. James Tyler.
How you doing?
James Tyler sounds good, but it sounds too much like James Taylor.
I actually prefer that.
Well, that's already a famous name. What was that? Oh yeah, you're fiddling around. I forgot. How is the new iPad treating you?
It's decent. I'm using it mainly for Procreate and messing around on GarageBand. That comes free with it.
GarageBand, nice, dude. Make some
Yeah.
beats.
Yes, sick beats. Check out my SoundCloud.
I'll get
No,
right
I'm not.
on
I'm
that.
not trying to advertise SoundCloud or anything.
Is there anything you want to plug?
No.
We can save the plugs for the end, anyways, because I know. About a year ago, you were trying to promote some of your artwork.
Yeah. I haven't really been posting much because work, but when I do, I usually post as much as I can.
The
But
capitalist
it's not.
system just brings us artists down, man, dude. Like we can't get our real work done because we have to do freaking society's work.
Yeah,
Ugh,
gotta get that money.
it's a bummer. What sort of projects were you planning on doing? Like, who were you working on drawing?
Well, lately I've just been taking requests, nothing serious, nothing, not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, mainly what I've been doing is just reading, watching, and listening to music just to get inspiration. I have drawn a beta of one of my characters last year, but it just hasn't gone further from that.
Yeah.
I just recently I do watch a lot of TV. Really,
That's my
I watch.
biggest distraction. TV and YouTube videos is like
Yeah,
80% of why I don't get anything done.
yeah. That's one thing, but also I like to watch Jake Parker a lot. He's one of my muses, and you always got to add to your creative bank account. The and that means watching TV or listening to music, something that inspires you to do something.
Oh yeah, dude, I get a lot of ideas from TV shows, like for just
Right,
storytelling in general.
exactly. And you also got to put in the work. You remember Butch Hartman, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy
He just
fairly
recently left
legendary.
Nickelodeon, like maybe like eight
Yeah,
months
I
ago.
just I just watched that video the other day, and he said that though something from the Bible, and I'm not trying to get religious here,
No, you can do
but
whatever you got to say,
love
whatever you got to say. This is a
I
judgment-free
loved
show.
I loved what he had said, that you you can't just count on faith. You have to put in the work. That's basically what it summed it up.
Yeah,
Very simplified,
God doesn't
but
help those who can't help themselves, man.
that's pretty much it. And I like that a lot. And it's true. It's very true. And it sucks working at this job or a job where I can't put much of my creative ideas into play because I just don't have the time for it.
Yeah.
And when I get home, I'm too tired to do anything. But lately, since I got Procreate and everything,
Now you can do your
I
work at work. Boom.
well, I don't take the iPad to work. I will take a sketchbook to work. But the first week of my new job, the forklifts are a bit different, so my thing is flying all over the place, and my my sketchbook is. I almost lost it twice. It was so bad, and it had me frustrated. I couldn't focus. I didn't really have anything personal that I put in there. just drawings, but anything creator owned, I didn't have anything in there. But it was just all that hard work I put from something else, and it was gone. I ended up finding it, which was good. What's a good thing.
Oh, dude. So like something similar happened to me back in junior high, where I had one of my notebooks. I didn't have any sketchbooks at the time. I had one of my notebooks I kept all my drawings in, and someone went into my backpack and stole it out of my backpack, and then was trying to pass off my drawings as their shit. And it was a kid that was way bigger than me physically and stuff, so I couldn't like stand up to him and shit, like.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah. I was a small kid too, and
We're still small adults, man. Come on.
yeah, but you got a choice now. I
Yeah,
mean, we're all adults, so
yeah. And I kind of know how to fight now. I didn't know anything back then. So like
yeah,
and people like me more. People don't try to steal from me. And I'm friends with the dude now that took my stuff like back in 7th grade. He don't even
yeah,
remember it. He don't even remember it. I'm like, I do because it happened to me. But he's
yeah.
he's a totally different guy now. So like,
Well, you matured.
yeah, people do. They usually do.
Yeah, all this background noise is just me moving around in the house. Actually,
Oh yeah, I do that. I move around a little bit. It's usually after I've drank a little more, a couple beers in, and then I start moving around.
yeah.
You been into any new comic books lately?
Oh yeah. I've been reading Invincible.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
that was good. I bought all the compendiums for that.
Yeah, 'cause
And
that series ended this year, I think.
yeah, I'm surprised that I barely just got into it. It's just my cup of tea, really.
Yeah, Nasser's been trying to get me to read it forever. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
like his favorite.
yeah, I recommend it too. I recommend it. Pretty good stuff.
See now I'm gonna say yeah I might check it out. Then Nasser's gonna comment down here tomorrow night after I upload, and he's gonna be like, I've been telling you for years to read Invincible, and it takes one recommendation from fucking Tyler. Because the same thing happened with Marvel, the new Marvel 2-in-1s.
Yeah,
Uh, because I had both Nasser and Eric on my show, and Eric's all like, "Yeah, you should check them out," and I was like, "Yeah, I might." And then the same thing happened. Nasser's like, "I've been telling you to read them since they came out."
yeah. And I just found Saga book two, the huge book, and I had to get it. I haven't read Saga in probably over 2 years or three
Yeah,
since it started. I read the first book in one sitting. That's how
nice,
that's how addicted I was.
nice.
Yeah. Uh, Mainly, I've read lately the Captain America White. I read actually all the Marvel color books recently. Those were fantastic. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale did really my favorite creative team right there.
I don't have a favorite creative team anymore, and I don't really look at the credits as much as I should.
Hmm.
But like, I've been reading a lot of wild shit, dude. There's this company called Alterna Comics. They print all their stuff on newsprint. Like all their cover titles are $1.50. Um, I read the whole entire 6-issue run of The Wicked Righteous, written by a friend of mine, Terry Mayo. That shit was really good. I did a review on it last week. Um, there's some other stuff written by my buddy David Blake. How do I pronounce his last name? Lucarelli or Lucarelli, whatever. He writes this book called Tinseltown. I haven't read any of it yet, but from what it looks like, it's this badass female cop, and it takes place like back in like the 20s or some shit. And
Okay.
this chick, she's smoking. Like she doesn't take any shit, dude. Like she like kicks dudes' asses. I don't know. It seems like it's a pretty cool read. Um, she's equipped with the Billy Club. I've been reading the new Strangers in Paradise books that have been out. They're like 5 issues in right now.
Okay.
Uh, Hanna-Barbera has been doing some cool crossover stuff with DC.
Oh yeah,
Like right
yeah,
now, I'm looking at my Black Lightning Hong Kong Fooey #1, which is
yeah.
probably
I want to watch the Supernatural and Scooby Doo. I haven't watched that yet.
well. I have a lot of beef with that Supernatural Scooby Doo.
Oh,
So like,
why is that?
Nasser and I are big fans of the Riverdale show, right? And
Yeah.
as a joke, this was months ago. This was back during like the Christmas freaking break or whatever. I was all like, oh, it might have been like two weeks before the Christmas break. I was all like, oh man, that's a joke. I was like, Nasser, dude, Scooby and the gang are gonna cross over with Riverdale next week. And he's like, what, dude? No way. I was all like, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And then like 2 months later, Supernatural's all like, we're crossing over with Scooby and the gang. I was like, what the fuck, dude? CW stole my idea.
Yeah, I love Hanna Barbera stuff. I've not finished the Flintstones yet, but the classic Flintstones when they
There's
first
this
started.
DC write a 6 issue series of the Jetsons. It's really good. That was the first uh, comic I did a review on. It's really good. At the end, I think there's a cross or not a crossover, but a way to bring Flintstones into it. Cause like at the end, the whole Earth gets like a reboot.
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Jetsons and Flintstones have done crossovers in the past,
yeah.
but I believe in the 80s or 90s.
There was somewhere around there, and I was a child when it happened, and it was like big news. It
Yeah, that would have been really really whack.
was big news back then, man. It was like we were all excited little kids.
Yeah, the Jetsons were also a pretty good show. I couldn't remember it as much as the Flintstones or Scooby Doo.
Flintstones was a way funnier cartoon than the Jetsons. Like, um, and I'm pretty sure that the Flintstones came first. So I was gonna say it's similar to Simpsons and Futurama, where Futurama's better, but no, it's not at all anywhere similar.
Oh yeah,
But Futurama still is better than Simpsons.
I just finished that too.
Futurama?
Yeah,
Nice.
barely. Yeah, that one was a good one. I think it ended on a good note.
Yeah,
Nothing too exciting and nothing to let it didn't let me down. It,
nice.
I think it delivered.
Man, I
That
know I used to watch the shit out of Futurama, and then it came back, and I was watching it again, and I just fell off. And I was like, how many times is this show gonna get canceled and bring back brought back, whatever? It was getting the Family Guy treatment.
How many times have they been canceled?
Who, Family Guy?
Both.
Both, at least 2 or 3 times, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Family Guy was
I,
almost canceled right away. Like it was like too good. Like the first couple seasons were like too good, and they were like, "No, dude, we can't have this shit."
yeah, I binged watched Family Guy before, and that was the biggest mistake of my life. Really. I mean, I like it. It's good. Just the singing part. Binge watching it, you just watch a lot of the singing episodes, and they were terrible in my opinion. But it was I couldn't
Yeah,
watch Family
it
Guy.
gets overdone.
Yeah,
Me personally, I'm a big fan of like musical episodes of shows or whatever. Like when
yeah,
Flash and Supergirl. had that musical crossover. Huge fan. Huge fan. When Scrubs had that musical episode, fucking loved it. Um,
Buffy did a good one.
See, I was never a big Buffy fan, but I hear nothing but good things about it. So, like, I actually might go back and watch some old Buffy.
Yeah. Even Angel was pretty good. Angel was more darker in my opinion. And that's also one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yeah, I had to go let my dog inside this in my office room. He was crying.
That's fun.
Ugh, I don't know what this boy would do on his own. Life is so difficult for him. Oh, all right, never mind. I thought I found my freaking all my Immortal Man issues. I was sorting out my to read box yesterday, and then all of a sudden, all my issues of Immortal Man just disappeared. I have
Is that ooh,
no idea where they are.
is that a new comic you're making? Or
No, it's a new DC title. Um, DC has all these new titles coming out. Where did they go? They're called New Age of Heroes, and all the cover titles are all the title or cover prices are $2.99, so they're like a buck cheaper than the main titles, and they have a whole array of uh comics for this. Like they got the Terrifics, where it's like Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, um, uh, Ghost Girl, I think her name is. She's from the Legion of Superheroes. And
okay.
huh?
No, I was saying okay.
And who else is in it? Oh, Plastic Man. Plastic Man's in it. So it's like DC's Fantastic Four, and like I haven't read any of them yet, but I have like I have every single one. I just haven't gotten to reading them yet.
Who was the lineup?
It's a Plastic Man, Mr. Terrific, this Ghost Girl, and Metamorpho.
Isn't there two types of Mister Fantastic DC? I mean, I know Plastic Man, but there was
There's
somebody
Plastic
else.
Man. There's Elongated Man, and I think they even
Right,
have another one.
another one.
Yeah, but I don't know his name.
last last time I've seen was in Identity Crisis. I think both of them were in there.
Yeah, and in the Flash they have the in the Flash show on CW they have Elongated Man in there. He's a really good character.
I haven't watched that show in a while.
Dude, to me, he looks and acts like Jim Carrey, dude. He's got like the same facial structure Jim Carrey has, with like that freaking good chin and the nice cheekbones and shit.
Yeah,
He kind of looks like a young Jim Carrey too, and he like this dude's acting is really good. Um, like he was probably the second best part of the latest season of The Flash.
hmm.
Freaking 6 out of 10 recommend.
6 out of 10. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen those. Maybe 3 years by now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I remember in Arrow they were still facing Damien Dark.
Oh wow. Yeah, and that was
Season 3.
season 3 or 4 of Arrow, and that was actually one of Arrow's worst seasons.
Yeah, I don't think they have topped one or two. Though they might not top one or two. I really like Damien Dark's arc though. That was
Damien Dark, dude, the dude who plays Damien Dark is fucking fantastic actor. That dude has so much fun with it. Um,
yeah.
just
Gunther from the coffee house caused so much so much trouble to Arrow.
yeah, yeah, that dude is so good. They bring him back as a main villain for like the Legends of Tomorrow a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know. I didn't have cable
Oh, dude, you're gonna
Moved
like this
away.
next season of Legends, dude, because John Constantine's a team regular. Matt Ryan.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Well, that's good enough. His own show. It's good enough.
he won't get his own show. Maybe he might get his own show with this new DC streaming service that's coming out. But
Are they moving everything from the CW to this or what?
they are, I think, everything on CW is staying on CW, and then everything else, like they're gonna bring back all their old movies, all their old shows. Their Teen Titans is getting another season. Um,
Really?
yes,
Huh.
I'm pretty sure Teen Titans Go and Teen Titans both will be on season 6. I think they're gonna air that shit at the same time.
That's weird.
At the end of the Teen Titans Go to the movies, there was a mid-credit scene where the Teen Titans come back. They're coming on at the end, like they're in they're like sending a transmission, and
That's
they're like we found a way to come back. So
yeah.
we're getting them. I know they're gonna do that Titans show. They're gonna do a
Oh,
Swamp. They're gonna
don't
do a
even
Swamp
remind
Thing
me of
show.
that. And James Wan is actually doing that, right?
I don't know who's doing that. It looks pretty good. There's been a lot of heat about the trailer because like in the trailer, Robin's all like "fuck Batman," and he says "fuck," and
Yeah.
he's like "fuck Batman," and people are like, "Oh no, he's too dark and edgy."
I couldn't say it's unnecessary, but
Well,
it's whatever. I didn't care for it. It just the whole trailer itself did look cringy.
yeah. Well, like the
But
same thing with Inhumans. Inhumans had like a really bad trailer, but then I watched the whole season and it was actually pretty good.
they canceled that, or is it just in the
They
air?
canceled it, dude. They're like, nope, this shit's not gonna happen. And it
Yeah,
was actually pretty good. Like the first
really.
the first episode was like, but then it got, and then like they figured they did some fucked up shit with Medusa. Like they couldn't get Medusa's hair right with
Right.
the CGI and stuff, so they're like, they had ended up having Maximus shaving her head. So then they all get sent to Earth, so she's basically worthless. Like all the other Inhumans are down on Earth, fucking kicking ass, and she's basically worthless. So
That's screwed up.
I mean,
Yeah.
but all the other characters were done really well. So
Yeah, I mean, I would have watched it for the giant dog.
he's a giant dog. He's not as giant as he is in the comics. Like
Yeah.
he's still a big ass fucking dog. Don't get me wrong. Lockjaw has his own title. Lockjaw has his own comics out right now.
Yeah. Those tend to not last that long.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I haven't bought any of them. Because
Yeah.
I haven't been tempted to buy any of those. They just I don't. I'm really into obscure shit too. Like I buy Rocko's Modern Life. I buy this image title called Beef. I'm gonna pull up some images for Beef.
Yeah, I haven't bought single issue comics for a long time, but when I heard that Spider Man was getting rebooted with a new writer and artist, I had to get it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I predicted it. I don't know why, but I don't know if you like The Weeknd or not. But yeah, he's a
I
pretty
do.
yeah. Well, I was thinking, man, when Starboy came out that album in 2016, I was thinking, this could kind of go for a comic.
Yeah.
And that's when Marvel announced that he's getting his own, which was a big coincidence.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet, but I opened the first page to the introduction. Yeah, it was not that good. It was as if a 5-year-old wrote it.
Well, it could have been a talented 5-year-old.
Yeah, it would have been better if it was a talented 5-year-old. but it, but I'm still gonna give it a chance anyway,
Dude, looking at these
which
beef
is pretty.
comics. I'm looking
I
at
thought it
this.
was pretty cool though, because
I'm look.
it fits Starboy. It sounds
Yeah,
like a
sounds just
superhero name. It
look
it,
at.
it fits.
Dude, you could totally draw these beef comics.
Are you sharing it?
You'll be able to see it when I upload.
Yeah. So what's going on with your comics?
Well, it's gonna be moving along shortly here. I'm gonna be getting $20,000 in the mail here, and some of that money is gonna go towards getting issue number 1 of Strange Adventures done. Oh, some of that money is gonna be going towards moving to Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and some of that money is gonna be going towards paying off some legal stuff that's happened to me way before the injury. So we'll see how it all works out. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
That's cool.
'cause,
Yeah, because I remember you shared a photo of one of your original characters, Super Emu, I believe, or what was his name? The
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah,
But
super.
I remember you did share another one.
There's a dude Emerald. He kind of looks like
Emerald,
Emerald's
yeah,
like a Green Lantern mixed with Gambit.
exactly that one. Yeah, because that was a while ago. Someone had drawn it for you.
Yeah,
I thought that was I thought that was good. That was a
I,
good drawing.
I paid him $30 or something to make my character sketch better.
Yeah, that was a good one. How did he do it?
I just send him I just send him sketches that I did, and then I'll give him a description of what needs to be changed or like what things I'd like to see and like drawn better on it, and then I send him the money after he completes it. And I'm like, all right, dude. Like, and I keep that dude in my arsenal, man, because that dude does amazing work. And so then I don't have to pay like a main artist, like the main artist I have right now. I don't have to pay him extra for designing the characters and stuff because I already have them designed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though I'm paying someone else, but I'm definitely paying this dude cheaper than what it would be to for my other guy in the UK.
Right.
Yeah. Did you Noster's got a book out. It was on Indiegogo. Did you back his Indiegogo at all?
No, I never got a chance. And then again, I was spending my money on other things.
Well, I'm getting 11 issues of it, so I'll be able to hook you up with one of them.
Awesome.
Heck yeah.
I thought he was making. I thought it was that was a digital comic though.
No, I think there are some digital options,
Oh,
but
okay.
no, dude, like he's been going crazy and losing his mind during this whole thing. Cause like his original goal is $2,500,
Yeah.
and then he got like 15,000.
Oh.
Yeah, so he is making some money off it. He's making like probably a couple grand off of it, but yeah, man. So I was thinking, I was like, man, I might need to do the Indiegogo route
Mm-hmm.
just to guarantee people will actually read it and buy it. But at the same time, I don't want to do all that fucking. I know I'm gonna have to do all that shit once my books comes out. I don't want to do all that Twitter work and fucking just going on and being on Twitter fucking 24/7. That's really what moves shit is Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't have the energy for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of hard dealing with multiple accounts and different social medias and everything.
Yeah, I mean, but I know I'm gonna have to do it. I know I'm gonna have to do it, but I think I'm gonna be doing it once everything is closer to crunch time. and then I'm also um trying to get in touch with Diamond. Diamond is the only distributor in comics. So I'm trying to get in touch with them after I have my IMB numbers and shit, get in touch with them, and then just contacting all the fucking comic book stores and trying to have them order my book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of Diamond, where I used to work at a comic store in Forest Park. They their distributor was Diamond.
Well, they're the only distributor I think in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. And they're set up, Diamond's set up to where they pay 50% of the cover price, and then they also take care of all the shipping and everything.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So like they're a solid industry. That's probably why no one's tried to fuck with them, because like they're. I think actually people did. Like like people tried to fuck with them back in the day and tried to start their own thing, but Diamond always like ends up kicking their asses. And they're
That's the
like, no,
power of
dude.
capitalism.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's crazy talk. So, what are some of your main inspirations that got you into just uh got you in your creative mode, just got you liking cartoons and comics and whatever? Like what are some of your main stuff with all that? Like what got you into everything?
If I want to say my main inspiration, the '90s Spider-Man show. That's one of them. That's one of my biggest inspirations. I've always loved that show. Uh, well, even today, realizing after watching it, the animation. Some of the animation shots are bad.
They
They're,
used a
they,
lot of
they,
recycled
they,
animation, and
yeah,
like it
yeah. As you could see in one episode, way after when Spider-Man met Blade, they reused that shot, and you could see Blade in the background driving the motorcycle.
yeah.
Yeah, but that one, the story and all was great though. The stories to it,
Yeah, the stories were really solid.
yeah. And then the my second favorite would be Spectacular Spider-Man, and I'm very sad that they didn't go with season 3 on that one.
Yeah.
That would have been kick ass. And I watched the recent Spider-Man on Disney, and it's just stale. It's not fresh.
I
It's
was telling
okay,
Shannon not to watch it. If he was on my podcast last week, I was telling him not to watch the new Spider-Man cartoon.
really.
it's, I'm surprised it got picked up for a second season, because I maybe got like 4 or 5 episodes in, and I was like, no, I can't do this, dude. That one MTV Spider-Man cartoon was better.
I was just thinking about that. That was actually very underrated. I liked the CGI to it. It wasn't top notch, but it was colorful. It was bright, and the theme song that would stick in your head. That theme song still sticks in my head.
I don't know if I remember that theme song, but I do. My favorite Spider-Man theme song is from the one season show called Spider-Man Unlimited, where
Oh yeah, that was a
Spider-Man goes to the counter Earth and he fights the the fucking high evolutionary and shit.
yeah. And the Carnage and Venom are in that one.
Venom and Carnage, they look
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah.
Where the I forgot because I did watch the whole thing, but it was kind of forgettable. But
Um,
there were rulers on that one
they weren't
in the
rulers.
underground.
They might have been like, because they got there the same time Peter Parker got there, because they hitched a ride on his spaceship. It was like
Right.
Peter Parker was going there with uh to rescue John Jameson.
Okay.
Because John
Yeah.
Jameson got caught in some shit, and he got sent to Counter Earth, and Peter Parker went there to go save him.
Yeah.
And he's got
They really need to they really need to work on actually saving John Jameson because he's always the problem.
well, they did save him because like some lady was taking care of him, and they also like they knew that he was a freaking werewolf or whatever. So like he was doing all his werewolf shit or whatever too. But they had the coolest theme song. It was like Spider Man, Spider Man, Spider Man, Spider Man. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, they even used the theme song the from the '90s one. Well, they both came out in the '90s, I believe, right?
Yeah, this was Spider Man Unlimited was kind of supposed to be a sequel series to the
Right.
Amazing Spider-Man, but it got canceled.
Yeah, supposedly it was supposed to be Spider-Man 2099, but they changed it.
Yeah,
I read that somewhere.
that would have been
Yeah.
cool. A Spider-Man the 2099 cartoon would be really cool. But a lot of people would be confused. They're like, "It's not Peter Parker. What's going on?" I'm like, "Didn't you read fucking Spider-Man 2099 and some dude named Miguel?"
Yeah. I mean, they played. I'm pretty sure plenty of people played Shattered Dimensions and everything too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Shattered Dimensions. Oh my goodness, that's one of the last Spider-Man games I've ever played.
yeah, that was a fun one. Who
That
was
was,
your favorite Spider-Man in that one?
um, I'd have to say Nor.
Yeah, and when they reintroduced Ultimate Spider-Man, that was cool. That was a cool kick to
Yeah,
it.
Ultimate Spider-Man was a little bit more fun than regular Spider-Man.
And I believe,
It seemed like his moves and shit were easier to do and his levels were better. Um,
yeah, I believe Josh Keaton from Spectacular Spider-Man voiced Ultimate Spider-Man. Uh, Daniel, the guy who voiced Spider-Man in the '90s cartoon, voiced 2099 or some. No, he voiced Noir.
nice.
Neil Patrick Harris voiced Amazing. I just can't remember. Oh, the Spider-Man 2099 was either from one of the '80s cartoons. Maybe Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends.
Oh my god, that's an
Yeah,
underrated.
so it was a pretty awesome Spider-Man cast there. It brought all the classic back.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and oh, just recently, back to your question, what else inspired me was I just wanted to get better at drawing and everything, and I had all these ideas. And it's just it would be a shame to put them to no use.
Yeah,
Yeah, so and a lot of my muses also come from different artists. I just watch a lot of. I just listen to a lot of different people who draw, such as Jake Parker, draw with Jazza, Todd McFarlane whenever he posts. But I like to watch a lot of videos where the artist is just talking, and even when they just show their old sketchbooks,
yeah,
just see the progression. But yeah, it takes a lot of time. The one artist, Will Terrell or Terry, I get both of them confused, their names. But back when he first started drawing, really was this guy was just drawing in about $2 sketchbooks and filling that as fast as he can within a month. And that's how he just progressively got better, really, really fast.
wow. I went to sit down to draw yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple days ago, and just nothing was coming out right, nothing at all. I was like, I'll do this later.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just gotta sit down and just draw scribbles or something, and then just take it from there.
Yeah, I had a picture in my head. I was trying to come up with this character Melon Man, where he just has a bunch of melons for armor, and he like he throws like cantaloupes and shit at you. And
I could picture this guy looking like a second-rate juggernaut.
yeah, definitely,
That's funny. Yeah,
definitely, definitely
that.
a third world fucking juggernaut.
Yeah, well, that's one thing to do is you just got to warm up a bit
Yeah,
and can't get discouraged by it's not coming out the way you want it. You just got to keep going and keep going. You can't just say, "Oh, I'll do it later." You can do it later, but make sure you get back to it.
yep.
That's one thing. If you're discouraged, just it's like playing a video game as well. You're frustrated. You're not getting enough kills. Whatever you're trying to do, you just
Yeah,
take a break for a little bit, come back to it.
absolutely. I just got back into writing again after fucking probably not writing for like 8 months or so, like 10 months. Got
Yeah,
back into writing again, finished the script up. And now I remember. I'm starting to remember where I left off with everything, picking all that back up. It's a good time.
right. Yeah, and that's one thing. You always gotta add to your creative bank account, whether it's coming from you or your whatever your inspiration is, really. And you gotta. It's all about dedication, really. And I'm pretty sure you know this, but maybe you just need to be told again, or somebody has to remind you. And I get
Hearing the
that way
same
too.
information over and over that never hurts,
Right. Uh, Also, get just even buying art books too. I bought the art of Joe Jusko, and I only knew one one drawing he did, which was of Loki way back when, and I love that one. I mean, I barely remember this guy's art, and I just bought it. It looked good. It struck me that I had to buy it. It was an impulse,
Yeah.
and I didn't regret it. Yeah, and yeah, a lot of times when I do look for inspiration, I just go to cartoons and everything. The Another one I just got around to watching was Rick and Morty season 2 and 3. That I thought that pickle episode that that everybody was freaking out over a couple months back
I thought it was
was the
stupid as
most.
fuck.
I thought it was the most dumb thing, but when I actually watched that episode, it killed me more times than I could count.
Like when I watched that episode, the funniest shit to me in that episode is when when Rick finally made it to therapy.
Right? Yeah. And the psychiatrist was all there, just normal, as
Yeah.
if she'd seen this
What
shit
did you
so much.
do to turn yourself into a pickle? Like,
Like she's seen it before. Yeah.
that was the funniest shit in that episode to me. Other than that, I was like, because I didn't see it in probably for like a year after everyone's like, I'm Pickle Rick, like all this shit, dude. I was like, oh my god. So I was already like 100% annoyed with it. Like, had
Yeah.
I seen it fresh, it probably been a lot funnier. But
Oh yeah. It's also the fan bases that could be very annoying, such as Game of Thrones or even Rick and Morty would have you. Yes, shots fired. I said Game of Thrones.
yeah, I'm not a big Game of Thrones fan. But
It's
I'm not gonna knock you if you are.
Yeah, but I mean, it's visually beautiful. The storytelling to it, but the fans, yeah, I mean, cool. You like it, but I don't know.
I've
It's more of
tried.
a,
I tried to get into it so many times. I've seen the
right?
first episode probably like 8 times.
Ugh,
I'm like, I just can't get into this shit.
yeah. Even so, I mean, I don't want to make this a negative broadcast for you. Yeah,
Go
even
ahead.
I was watching Halloween, and I have a friend who obsesses over that movie,
Yeah,
and it just wasn't as good as he hyped it up to be.
like the new Halloweens.
No, no, the original. I just it wasn't. It felt. You remember when that scene where he's just following the kid, but the camera's in the back seat.
Yeah,
But there was, I felt no suspense. I felt nothing to it.
but here's the thing: are you one of those like end all be all horror fans?
No, to be honest, I really don't watch that much horror. What actually got me into horror was the Conjuring.
Okay,
Yeah.
what usually gets me into horror, except for recently, usually the only thing that got me into horror is dating a girl that wants to see a horror movie. Other than that,
So
I'm
a
like,
horror got you into a horror movie.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the same thing. I'm sitting down watching freaking Friday the 13th and Halloween and all this shit, dude, and I'm like, these movies aren't that good. And then as you just get that freaking, you get that eye, you get that freaking, that sinister stare where they're like, I'm about to slap you for disrespecting my movie. And it's
It's
like, it's like you didn't write or direct or freaking produce or fucking know any of the actors or anything in this movie, so it's not your movie at all. And I'm gonna fucking make fun of it even more now.
yeah, it was just boring. I fell asleep through it the first time, and I said, and I'm been trying to, if I have to finish something
Yeah,
because it's just better off finished, so it's not just there. And it it just it was bland to me,
yeah.
and I don't that it's just it was probably my taste. Yeah, I think people just like it for the nostalgic feeling, pretty much.
I heard the new Rob Zombie one, like H2O or whatever. I heard that one wasn't that bad. But then from like diehard Halloween fans, they're like, "Fuck that movie."
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of people. Yeah, the friend I was mentioning, he said he hates those movies, the Rob Zombie films.
There was a cool movie I saw not too long ago, A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah, I actually like that one.
I like that movie so much.
It wasn't as scary as I thought it was. But really it was creative.
Like right in the
It,
beginning, I didn't know that kid was gonna be eaten right away. I knew he was gonna be
whoa,
eaten.
spoilers.
What, you didn't see it?
No, just for people who didn't.
Oh, dude, fuck. If they listen to my show, they know I just spoil everything. Um, I didn't think that kid was like in the very beginning. I didn't think that kid was gonna be eaten right away. I knew he was gonna be eaten because you could just see that he didn't really give a fuck, and he was like,
Uh,
just taking these batteries too to fucking make my
right.
spaceship make noise.
Yeah.
And I was like, you fucking idiot. Oh well, you deserve to get eaten.
Yeah, it was also his sister's fault.
Yeah. No, it was only half her fault because he didn't have to grab the batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't. He could have still had the rocket ship and like still done that thing. But and then how they tied that shit in later, like when the older son, he's all like, "You gotta have to make a rocket ship or whatever." Like when he's basically just talking about shooting fireworks. And then with the deaf girl, when she's all like, he blames me for all this shit anyways, and then the kid's all like, "No, he doesn't, dude. He fucking like he thinks it sucks that the shit happened, but you know like family's family, man. You gotta fucking take care of whoever's left alive."
Yeah.
And I thought that mom would have gotten eaten. Well, like before she even gave birth to the baby, because she's down in the basement, she's breathing like super fucking heavy, and that thing's just like 2 feet away from her. She's just like,
It's all for the suspense.
I was like, she's gonna get eaten. They are not gonna have that new baby.
Right. I thought at one point she'd just break and throw the baby or something.
Oh, dude,
Save herself.
that
Yeah.
one scene where she grabbed the baby and dipped underneath the waterfall, dude, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. All those hiding tactics and everything. That was cool.
Yeah, they had
It was,
that whole freaking like underground chamber, like we can't get found. And then like for some reason, like I didn't see when the like a hole came through the roof or whatever when it started fucking raining through it and shit. I didn't see when that happened or if it did happen, but at one point they no longer had a ceiling in their little underground area, and that's when it started flooding or whatever. You know, and she woke up and that thing's just like chilling, like freaking 10 feet away from her.
yeah.
She's like, I gotta get the baby.
Yeah, yeah, it was it was weird. The ending was kind of it was kind of like what the hell? The sudden bravery and everything, the cockiness in her in Emily Blunt's face.
Well, it's like a moment of realization. Like, dude, we just killed one.
Yeah.
We can kill more of these things. We just killed one of them, dude. We didn't think these things could die, and we just figured out how to. It's like a sudden realization. Like, we got this, you
Mm.
know. And then you see in the cameras, there's like fucking like 7 of them coming towards them,
Yeah.
and then it's over. So
I wonder how the
we're
second was
just
gonna
left to
play out.
guess. Like, they might survive, they might not, because killing one seems pretty easy, but killing 7 of them, that's gonna be pretty
Mhm.
hard. Those things are fucking fast.
Yeah, and you're gonna run out of ammo eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I'm late on this one, but I barely watched the the first 3 Alien movies.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Those were good. The third one was definitely the worst.
That's what I've been hearing. I hear Alien and Aliens are like both really good movies, but then Alien 3
Yeah,
is
just
kind of
as
stupid.
just how Gene said the in Apo- X-Men Apocalypse that the third ones aren't the greatest.
Well, they were taking shots at themselves in that one.
Yeah, even that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was ironic.
Yeah. They were definitely taking shots at themselves, dude. Like, those meta lines are usually pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually liked that trilogy. It wasn't as bad as they said it was, and however they're gonna incorporate the X-Men into the Marvel universe now. I
There's
wonder how that's going along.
there's one huge rumor. Um,
Ooh, spill it.
at the end of or towards the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, when they had Janet Van Dyne, and she's talking about I've evolved. So now they're
She's
talking about there's this huge rumor that's been going out since the end of Ant-Man, where they think Janet Van Dyne brought in some like quantum energy and shit with her, and it's gonna freaking start taking over some people, or like there's something with the quantum realm that's gonna push human evolution even further than it's been. Whatever, because like at the end she had those healing powers, like she was able to fix ghosts or whatever. So like
oh right.
they're thinking that the quantum realm is gonna introduce the mutants.
Hmm.
That's just a big rumor. I don't know if that's what Kevin Feige is subscribed to and doing it.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Marvel will find their way.
So I haven't had a chance to ask anyone this yet. I've had plenty of chances. I just keep forgetting. How do you feel about the whole James Gunn firing?
You know, I really I've been trying to avoid that for so long. Coming to the topic of it, but I was thinking earlier about have you watched School of Rock
I have seen School of Rock. I've seen the
with
musical
Jack
version
Black?
and the actual movie.
Okay, the Jack Black one
Yeah.
where they're in the room at the parent teacher conference in the classroom, and he says that I'm your kids have touched me, and I'm pretty sure that I have touched them. And they looked at him really wrong because he said that he wasn't an actual licensed teacher.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, there's a James Gunn joke in that one.
Did he direct that movie?
No, no, but there,
Okay.
no, but it was just I was just thinking, man, there's a joke somewhere in there, in my. But yeah, I think that there is a thing where it's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the hell he was thinking really, if he was serious or he was joking. There is some type. I feel there is some type of borderline, and I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me.
Well, I didn't personally, but I watched videos where people went back like freaking 10 years, 6 years, and like went back and read all his old tweets and stuff. And like
Yeah.
some of them were kind of funny, some of them weren't. They were just like, but you could see that he was just trying to probably get a rise out of some people. Like,
Mm,
there was a
yeah.
picture where he went
I
to a pedophilia themed party where he's dressed as a priest and shit
Oh,
like that.
something like that. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's just, I don't want to spew my opinion on something I don't know what the hell was going on
Yeah.
about.
But
So
basically, this is what it comes down to: is freaking Disney hired this guy, and then someone who was unaffiliated with Disney at all went out of their way to find these tweets from James Gunn and expose him.
mhm.
And that's pretty much all it
Right,
was.
right.
And then once it got public and all this other shit, even though it was already public, but once it got re-brought up and dug up from the freaking
Mhm.
the the storage chamber that is Twitter,
Yeah.
um, that's when they're like, all right, we're firing him. And then you had fucking Dave Bautista and some other Guardians were like, we're walking if James Gunn stays fired. And then they're talking about like, oh, we might reinstate him, but then they're like, no, we're actually gonna stick with firing him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard Dave actually took James's side.
yeah. So I kind of think it's a good thing for James Gunn. Like it sucks to be fired from such a huge like thing or whatever, but
Right.
now he can direct and like add in on some movies and stuff and not be held down by the shackles that Disney has you under, you know? Like he can go and make some off the wall jokes in his
Yeah.
movies and shit now because he's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because he's not under any of that scrutiny or whatever. He can go and people are still gonna hire him. You know what I'm saying? People are still gonna hire
Yeah.
him, especially if they're people that just like are normal people and they're like they don't really give a fuck. They're like, hey, you just made some tweets, dude. Like whatever.
Everybody's made some pretty fucked up jokes.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, for
absolutely.
instance, like the example with the School of Rock thing, that was, but it was, I don't know, it was him that said it, that he was joking about peeing on kids. That was pretty nasty.
um, I forgot who he was dating at the time, but he was on this little documentary thing. It might have been Jenna Fisher.
Oh man.
I think he was dating Jenna Fisher, and she was on the thing like talking about like don't talk about having anal sex or whatever because my parents are gonna watch this or whatever. And he's all like, so what? And then she was like, well, what if our daughter was gonna doing something like this and then she was gonna talk about anal sex and then he replied like, well, she'd be already broken in by me.
Oh my god.
And this was live on camera and shit.
Oh man.
I I do not condone pedophilia or making anybody feel any sort of uncomfortable in any way. But I am 100% a supporter of any sort of jokes.
Yeah.
Like even if you told a joke, it's not funny, it didn't get any laughs, or whatever. Um, Either don't use that joke anymore, or try to work with it, or work around it, and try to make it a way for people to laugh at it. And that's what I do with my comedy. Like if someone didn't laugh at one of my jokes, I rewrite it and I perform it
Yeah.
the next month. And if it still doesn't land, then I won't use that joke anymore. Like
Yeah. And even the I know that's a quote from a cartoon, but Joker said that you're always going to take shots from people who don't get the joke.
absolutely. It's grown men writing these freaking cartoons, so like they're writing some shit off of fucking people or off of situations they've experienced. So
Yeah.
you can take lessons from cartoons, even if it's from the Joker. You can take those lessons and incorporate them into
Oh
real
yeah, yeah. Even in I was reading Infinity Gauntlet, and yeah, I'm late on that too. Yeah.
life.
By how many years?
Like 20, 20,
Yeah.
30.
Well, I mean, I would be two. I mean, I don't think a 2-year-old would understand what the heck he's reading, unless you're Rick Sanchez or something.
Yeah, what was Rick
But,
Sanchez like it too? But anyways, go on.
yeah, and I was reading, and it did have a message of it. How Thanos was trying to get the attention of the girl that he loved, that being Death, and he was just doing all these things trying to impress her, but it just wasn't working, and that was just really saying. And well, from what I got out of it was never try to chase somebody that is really has no interest. It's just not worth it. Just be yourself,
Yeah.
really. And I mean, I'm not trying to be deep or inspirational. It was just something I took out of that, and I don't know if that was Jim's intent, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was there was a message right there,
Yeah. But what
whether
if
it was intentional.
yourself is just going around chasing pussy?
I mean, there is the pursuit of happiness. It's just the pursuit of happiness.
He should have just pulled the whole Donald Trump and just grabbed that shit and fucking, you like it now?
I mean, you don't have to be rich or anything. You could just be confident.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Thanos has money.
Well, I mean, he could snap people out of reality. I'm pretty sure he doesn't need money. He just needs to use the reality stone.
I got this nice clip of here Thanos. There's Adam Warlock, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, and Uatu. They're just watching freaking Thanos just kill this dude.
And back to that X-Men theory, I was thinking, and I mean, somebody could shut this down probably in a snap, no pun intended. But were you snapping there?
Yeah.
But I was thinking this was not the first time that Thanos has snapped. This was not the first snap, because there was a theory, and well, I just saw the screenshot of it on YouTube. It looks like as if he has scars on his face. Thanos, the like three
Yeah.
claws
Yeah, they were saying
on
that. They
each
were saying
side.
like he's got like Wolverine scars on his face, like before the movie even came out.
Right. And I was thinking that somehow he tried to do his plan the first time. He even said that he ignored his destiny once, and he couldn't do it for Gamora again. He couldn't do that again, even for Gamora. Like, it, and Doctor Strange has seen how many realities where they have
It
won
was like
or
14
lost?
billion.
Yeah, or so on. Like, did he get? I wonder if he got rid of the mutants before.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to get at?
Like some
Is
House of M type shit when Scarlet Witch is like no more mutants and she just went
right.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, but in some way, he had to sacrifice uh, regaining the stones again. But like I said, it would be really weak plot point. But I was just thinking something. There could be some strength in
Strengthen
that
that
theory.
theory.
But
See,
it was
when he
just
says that he
thought.
ignored his destiny once, I think that was like he already knew what he had to do to save Titan, but he couldn't, or but he didn't, or he uh maybe he felt like the planet was gonna save itself and then it didn't. So like I think back then he already knew about the stones and how to get them or whatever, except for the Soul Stone, obviously. Um, but like though, like so he knew like about the stones and what. So like I think it was like he just waited too long to start his mission.
Oh, okay.
Cause so like he was gonna do all that, like, cause that's what he wanted to do on Titan in general. Like he just was like, we're just wipe out half the fucking people. Like we're not gonna worry about
Starvation.
class or whatever, dude. We're just gonna fucking boom, just wipe half the people out, and it's the
Right.
planet's gonna be great.
Yeah. He could have just wished for more food,
Yeah,
infinite
there,
food.
there was some math that was done. So like currently the Earth's population is at like whatever, like 7 or 8 billion. So then he would have fucking get rid of half of us. We've been at 4 billion or 3.5 billion, and that is the population that we had in like the 1960s or 1970s. So all he did was just send us back fucking 40 or 50 years.
Yeah. Don't bring back the mullets. Yeah, I seen that meme somewhere or that picture somewhere. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that. Because at first, like when I watch the movie, I'm always like that shit. I'm a big fan of Bill Burr comedy, and he always has this joke about how we need a plague so I can just take out a lot of people.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, I kind of agree, dude. Just driving down I-90 is a pain in the ass. You know, like finding a parking space. You know, like just imagine how all that shit's gonna be way better if you just get rid of some people for a while.
Yeah. Well, live in the country, you'll find parking very, very, very easy.
Well, I've never lived in the country.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's exactly how people describe it. The first time I actually came out here and I seen a guy driving on the road with a tractor.
Nice. And
Yeah.
you moved out
eh,
there from like Elgin and shit, didn't you?
No, no, no. I moved 20 minutes away from Chicago. I was 20 minutes away from Chicago, and then I moved out here. Yeah, and I mean I like it out here better because more. It's much nicer.
Yeah,
Not, and I don't have to deal with parallel parking as much.
right.
Yeah, but that's the most nerdiest topic that we had all day.
This whole show is geek culture.
Yep, even parallel parking is part of it.
Parallel parking. I need to go get my license renewed, and I don't know what I have to do because I haven't driven in 4 years. So like, and I'm gonna drive to Arizona when I move. So
Yeah, what's making you move out there? I mean, you're the host, I know, but I just got questions.
oh no, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, Fill me up with questions. I just kind of just want to leave Illinois. Um,
True.
Ivan, I've been talking about it for years with Ivan. Ivan's been getting really excited about having me out there. He's even helping me look for jobs and apartments and stuff. And like, I just kind of want to go somewhere where I barely know anybody. I have no family, or like I just want to just go off and just do this shit, whatever. Because
Yeah,
just
good.
living here, if I make a mistake or fuck up, I just bounce back to my parents' house for a little bit and then go back, like, then build myself. I want to go somewhere where I don't have any of that shit, where I gotta just do all the stuff on my own.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And stuff doesn't pay well out here. Like no jobs pay well out here. So it's I don't know. It's terrible.
Oh, right. Yeah, I had a friend. Well, when I started at my last job, uh, I became really good friends with the lead, and he he ended up getting fired, and yeah, we were supposed to hang out, but he had left to another state and got a job out there, and he doesn't have to deal with the taxes as bad as it is out here.
I also think it'd be a lot cooler to do like spotlight or camera work for the Phoenix Suns instead of the Rockford Ice Hogs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Ice Hogs. I never heard of them.
They are an AHL hockey team. They go up
Oh,
against the Manitoba Moose. They go against they go against all the AHL teams.
okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with hockey at all.
I just like seeing them getting into a fight.
That's the best. This this one year at Pink in the Rink, we're like we use pink water instead of clear water to do the rink and stuff.
Uh
Um,
huh.
it was Pink in the Rink. There was this huge fight that broke out where it was so huge where all the players are jumping out of the player box and they did like the whole it's just team versus team, dude. Fucking Ice Hogs are whooping ass against I forget, I think it might have been like Iowa Wild or the Chicago Wolves or something. Um but it was a huge ass fight, dude. You might be able to find it on YouTube. I know I recorded some of it when I was up in the spot booth and I was like, holy shit. Because I'm barely pay attention to the game when I'm on spot. Because like all I have to do is do shit when they score. I just have to like do a little bialy hoo around the crowd and then hit the dude who scored or whatever. Um, so like I usually just have my laptop out and I'm just writing scripts or whatever. But then that fucking fight broke out. I didn't catch it until about like a minute in, and I was like, oh shit! And I got about 2 minutes of it recording. It was
Wow.
awesome. It was awesome. No, there's not a penalty box big enough to fucking hold all that mischief.
A minute into it.
Yeah,
Nice.
it went on for probably like a good like 3.5, 4 minutes, dude. Like that's a long fight,
Yeah, that is.
and like I couldn't catch it all because like it was like all throughout the rink. So like there's some big shit going on over here to my right. There's some big shit going on here to my left. So like when I'm filming, I'm jumping back and forth. You know? Cause I don't think the teams jumped out of the player boxes until the goalies started fighting each other. Like the goalies went across from the rink and started fighting each other. I was like, what the fuck, dude? This is awesome. It hasn't, I haven't seen as good of a hockey game since that day. That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
It's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been to a Blackhawks game.
Oh, and
That was
the
a fun
fucking
one.
Blackhawks take all of our good players. Like anytime there's a really good Rockford Ice Hog, fucking the Blackhawks take them, and then we go from having like a really good season to like a fucking mediocre to shitty season.
Yeah, I gotta go back to a hockey game. Those are really intense. I don't think I've ever been to a hockey game where there was no fight. I went to a Chicago Wolves when I was in 5th grade. Fight
Yeah.
about every 10 minutes, and then Blackhawks. Yeah, same thing.
Man, let me see if I can find that fucking Ice Hogs pink in the rink shit, dude. Oh my god. You're only gonna be hear audio if I do find it.
All right.
Oh, I typed in Runk. Oh, it was against Grand Rapids. I found it. It's right here. January 24th, dude. Fucking. This one says 3 years ago. This one says 5 years ago. Yeah, dude. Grand Rapids Griffins, dude. That fucking. A lot of people have it. A lot of people recorded this shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Griffins.
Wow, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, these penalties being called on Rockford, they're not even getting their money's worth. It's not like they're running guys over.
Right.
On the near side, here we go. Beach is going to drop him. We got to find the new. Now we got to fight back in the Grand Rapids side. Now here we go. We
So
got
the AHL is the minor league of the hockey.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to go. Hunt's going to trap him with Mrazek. We got ourselves a line brawl.
They got the camera. They got the legit camera shots on this one. This is the one that was broadcast on TV.
Hunt and Mrazek, everybody coming off the bench. As Beach, here we go. We got a bench clear. At the BMO. Everybody going to square up. Kyle Beach.
Oh my god, there's gloves and fucking sticks everywhere.
Now the fight back just in the high slide. I believe is that Lalone still going at it. Everybody's still matching up. In front of the Ice Hog bench, we got more fights. Everybody on the ice here at the BMO Harris Bank Center.
Can you hear the announcer?
Well, Beach and
I can't hear anything.
In the face-off circle. And now it's McCardle hammering. Perry getting into the mix. Hammering on Mitch Callahan. Parody's going to grab Callahan.
Are you broadcasting
back
it?
behind the play was that last shot, I believe, is who he dropped him with. Mrazek came out.
With
Brookbank
Joe
gave it to him
Rogan
right away.
experience,
Well,
I
he
played the role of
Brookbank
Jamie
maybe a little
and
bit of
Joe
a stare.
Rogan.
Brookbank knocked him with the stick and Hunt.
Joe
wasted
Rogan,
no
that
time
sounds
coming
familiar.
down. We got more
He is a
continuation.
stand-up comic. He does
McCardle
commentary
and Perry.
for UFC. He was the host of
It all
Fear
started
Factor.
on the previous power play for
And,
the Griffins. St. Pierre
Ah,
and Sheehan
okay.
were face to face
Yeah.
in the neutral zone, skating down at each other, and then they came down the other way. Sheehan
But yeah,
posted
he
up
does a
behind the net. They
podcast,
ended up
Joe
getting the
Rogan
goal,
Experience.
and then Beach, obviously, right off the
Where he has
face-off,
this dude
just
in the
went at it.
background that you barely ever
We
see.
still
Jamie,
have
he
a
ends up
scrum in
pulling
front
up
of the
all the
Rockford
YouTube
bench.
clips and shit that
They're having a
end up
hard
talking
time
about
getting
or whatever.
control of this
I
one.
do both those
Billings and
roles.
Glendenning were just broken up.
Oh, okay.
And center ice by the referee.
And how's the
McCardle's
stand-up
gonna be
comedy
kicked out of the
going
game.
for you?
Stand-up
For
comedy's
Rockford?
doing pretty well.
And the Ice Hogs.
Last,
the Griffins were the first
when I
off
did
the
it
bench.
At the beginning of this
That's
one,
true.
They
it
had
was
three
pretty
guys
good.
that came off the
I found
bench
a way that I
as
can
Beach was
set up a
pounding. I
phone
believe that was
and you
Sheehan.
can record
And
it
obviously they
while
weren't happy because
while
Beach
I'm
kept
up there
going at
standing up
Sheehan,
and I don't have
even
to
though Sheehan was
do anything.
down.
So I found a way that I
They're
could record my
still
sets.
going at it in front of the Ice Hog bench. We cannot
Oh,
see
I was just recording
who's
just
going at it.
audio
Now we can
only.
by the camera. Last shot, Lalone, Brookbank in the
But
mix.
on this
Flick.
last one, I
Callahan.
did more
Oh,
physical stuff with
McCardle
my
back
comedy,
in.
so I was like, I definitely need
Beach
to
is
record
going to be
it
kicked
see
out of the
if physical
game.
stuff I
If
do
anything,
class.
it's going to probably raise the value
Whatever.
of these pink jerseys.
And oh my god, it was so
Now,
good.
this will go down in the books.
I was doing an impression
That's not the
of one of
first
my
time we've seen the
coworkers.
Ice Hogs involved in an
And like,
altercation like this.
And the
So
host
back
came
April
up to
Fool's
me
Day
after,
in
he's like,
Milwaukee
dude, I
this
didn't know, I
past
didn't know
April,
like what
or
was gonna
last
happen
April, I
when you're
guess
doing
it is,
impressions
since it
of
is
people that nobody
2013.
knows. But you ended up fucking
Yeah, and
killing
this
it.
has kind of been
Like,
brewing
this
between
dude
these two teams for a
talks
while
like,
now, going back to the last time these two
what
teams
do
played in
you
Grand
do?
Rapids, where Andrew
Or
Shaw
what do you call
was
an
involved in an
Irishman
altercation there.
Well, with
Sheehan,
Callahan and Shane.
Right.
Well,
sitting
we've
on
had a
his
couple
front
of games
porch.
between these two teams this year where It's been heated like this. It's a used equipment sale out on the ice surface
furniture
right now.
Over the last few
Wow.
meetings,
They're
Yeah, so
probably
he
going to, by the
talks
way,
like that,
excuse the
whatever.
teams to
And
the
then
locker rooms.
sometimes
I
he'll
wouldn't be
pull out
surprised.
fucking
And you know
popsicle
what?
sticks
Ryan
out of his
Stan just
pocket
looked
and
at the
start
referee
reading
and said,
jokes off popsicle sticks.
thank you for starting this,
So,
because I
like,
think the
I
Ice
showed
Sox
up there
frustration
to
boiled
my
over
comedy
from all the
set.
minor
I had a
penalties.
still some
pocket full
shoving
of
going
blank
on in front of the
popsicle
Ice Sox
sticks.
bench. Parody
So
involved
then
in
I'm
that.
fucking pretending to be this dude at my job
With,
that
I believe
nobody
that's
knows,
Glenn Denning.
and I'm fucking killing it. And
413
then I pull
penalty
out
minutes
these
called between
popsicle
these two
sticks, and
teams in
then
the last
fucking
4
people start
meetings. They've
laughing
now
even
met
more.
7 times, and now Clendenning.
That's
He's
great.
going to drop him a Tatar. They're going to square
So
up back in the
I asked
Rockford
this
zone.
guy
A fight that will not
yesterday
end.
at work, or not yesterday, 2 days ago at work. I was like, hey,
Now,
Lawrence,
Clendenning
dude,
got
how
it
do you feel
dropped.
about
Now here comes everybody to the aid of
doing a
Clendenning
comedy,
as
like
the
doing
Tatar
a
dropped
comedy
him
duo,
with a punch.
a comedy duo across the country? We just tour as a comedy
Clendenning
team.
wrapped up
And he's
by
like, I
the
can't even
linesmen, and
think
everybody
about
on
that
the
right
ice
now.
will
It's
migrate
so
over to that
busy.
side of the ice surface.
So then
At least we
today I
can
asked,
see from
today at work I
his
asked
vantage
him,
point.
and I was like, Lawrence, you thought about that tag team comedy
And
duo?
hello, Donnybrook here
He's
at
like,
the
I don't
BMO
think I
Harris
can
Bank
do
Center.
it. I
The
like
Ice Sox
working here
and the
at the
Griffins
store so
on
much.
Pink in the Rink night.
I was like, dude, you'll make way more money as
And
a
I'm
freaking
sure the
comedy
comments
star,
on the old
dude.
YouTube is, well, yeah, of
Like,
course, they're
like,
going to
nope,
find
not
we're wearing
gonna
pink
do it.
jerseys, right? I can already see
If
it
you
now.
ever do a
Glendenning is
cartoon,
gone,
you
and it's
should
gonna take a
actually
while to
have
sort out this penalty
that
mess
as a character
here at the BMO between
design.
these Midwest
so
Division
then one of the other
rivals.
coworkers was like, oh, you can do a
Well, last year
sitcom,
was
though. And I
the
was like, yeah,
old
but Lawrence
altercation
won't
with
do
the
it. I have to
Admirals
have someone
up in
play him.
Milwaukee.
And he's like,
This year
nobody
it's,
can do
the
my
big one with the
voice
Griffins.
but me. And I was like, you sure about that? Because I can do it right now. He's like, no, you can't. I'm like, oh, yes, I can. And then he's like, and then he starts shaking his fist at me. He's like, oh, why I oughta.
How old is this guy?
He is he just had a birthday. I went to his birthday party. It was awesome. He's like 50 something.
Okay.
He just turned 50. Something like that, dude. But he's got some sort of mental handicap. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if he knows what it is. Like, I don't know if he ever got tested.
Yeah, I figured.
But he's so hilarious. At his birthday party, dude, he was telling us some wild shit, dude. Like, I went to the strip club for the first time in my life, and I didn't know that you had to pay for lap dances. So like, and he's talking about how he got 3 boners that night, and
Oh man.
yeah, it was hilarious. And then like he didn't know that he had to pay for lap dances, so then he's like going around like asking his buddies and shit for money.
Oh man. Usually when I go to strip clubs, I make the stripper pay to sit on my lap. You know. I mean, they didn't really have a childhood and no parents to take him to go see a mall Santa, so I'd go to the strip club dressed as Santa with a cheap beard that it looks like it's been worn by a hobo or something. Yeah, good times.
Fuck, that's hilarious.
But yeah, I had that kind of friend and at my old job. He was a character. He's a giant man child or like a little big brother.
Yeah.
And this guy was funny, and I don't know what it was, but the Colombians, the Mexicans, anybody who just didn't speak Spanish well. I mean, not Spanish, but English well.
Yeah.
Wow. I had a brain fart right there. But yeah, this guy, everybody loved him for some reason, and they would do the nastiest shit to him. And well, there's this one Scandinavian guy. He was sitting in the lunchroom, eating applesauce with a plastic spoon, and this is part of the story, I promise you. But it's about break time, and he's the first one in there already eating the applesauce and everything.
Yeah.
And my buddy who goes into the lunchroom about 5 minutes or so. Everybody's in there. Everybody's having the conversation at its own table, and it's not a big room. It's about the size of my room, maybe.
Yeah.
and out of nowhere, everybody's just startled by a sudden moan. It was loud. It just freaked everybody out a bit, especially me, because I was not expecting it. And all you hear is, "Oh, you put a spoon up my ass!" And he looked over, and I swear, his ass crack was showing wider than an open heart surgery. It was terrible. The sight was terrible. The spoon was right there, and it was the laugh of the day. Or should I say, well, the night, because I worked a night shift there. Man, it was just something else. I thought it couldn't get worse. It kept getting worse.
It kept getting worse.
Yeah. And that's the things that, I mean, you don't just value someone's butt crack, but I mean, you look away, but those kind of people are the type of people that make you get through the day.
Dude, I have this problem with myself where if I see something like really disgustingly nasty, I have to get the closest person like to me's attention and point that shit out. I have to do it.
Wow.
like there's like a really huge person and they're bending over and you can see their whole ass or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm elbowing the person next. Dude, look, boys, hurry. You know,
Yeah,
before they stand up.
You would have got an elbow to the face.
Or like you walk into the bathroom and then you see like a bunch of shit everywhere, or like a pile of vomit or something. I'm like, I need to run outside and be like, guys, look.
Wow.
I don't think I ever aged over 12. I don't think I ever aged over 12 because that's when I started smoking weed. And they always say in like rehab classes, like when the day you start doing drugs, you don't age a day. And I'm like, well, fuck, dude, that's probably why I'm fucking such a such a delinquent.
Wow. Yeah, it's probably not. There is no fountain of youth.
The fountain of youth is smoking weed at 12 years old.
Unless you could turn it into liquid, yeah.
I tell people all the time, because I'm a cashier at a grocery store right now. I tell people all the time, like, if their total comes up to 1942, I'm like, dude, that's the year I was born.
Wow.
They're like, horse shit, dude, how old are you? I'm like, 85. Like, I'm like, I turn 86 at the end of the year. Come on now.
Wow.
They're like, do you remember? They're like, when was World War One? I'm like, I don't remember when World War One is. Like, I'm an old man, dude. I'm losing my memory, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Somebody got into the special herbs again in aisle 7. Man.
And then the next person comes in. I'm like, can you believe that fucking bitch that not believing I was born in 1942? They're like, I don't believe it either, but.
Yeah. I remember in high school, there was, we had this friend that was a stoner. This guy, every day, every night, this guy was stoned. It didn't matter. And this guy was broke too, so I don't know how the heck he got it. I mean, he probably had to give a few shiners to the dealer.
Uh-oh.
And, well, anyway, we had this gym equipment that was just so ruggedy and worn out, and the foam or whatever just was so dirty and old, it looked like marijuana. And we were thinking, hey, we should give this to the guy.
Yeah.
And see if he actually tries to smoke it.
Yeah.
and he's just gonna find out that it just doesn't work, or it just works too damn well that he can't feel his hands or something.
Let me see if I can look up old foam that looks like weed.
I mean, somebody had to have spit and shit and sweat on that so much.
I type old foam that looks like weed, and all they fucking give me is all this beautiful looking pot.
All it gives you is the cops are coming in a few minutes.
I've searched way worse things than fucking weed images. I'm a writer, dude. I gotta look up fucking shit like how to hack the fucking how to hack like the CIA and freaking. I gotta look up all that type of shit. They're like, what's the best way to break into the Federal Reserve?
Through the front door.
First of all, you have to convert to Judaism.
Yeah, but don't forget the pentagram. Don't sacrifice the goat. Use the goat cheese.
We have some really fantastic goat cheese at my store.
That just reminded you of it. Wow. Yeah.
We got this whole cheese department, dude. Right? You can buy a wheel. You can buy a wheel of cheese for like $400.
It is the brand Skyrim or something?
I don't know, man.
Just buy a bunch of cheese wheels and put it in the basement.
Oh yeah, just get a rack and just buying all these fucking wheels of cheese and just stack them up. Like, dude, I'm living Skyrim.
You'd have to steal them, not buy them.
Yeah. Stealing shit's so easy in Skyrim, though. The person's just back has to be turned. You can just grab that shit.
That was a good game.
If I steal shit in real life, I need to wear like a trench coat, have a duffel bag, and try not to look sketchy.
Right. Yeah, the trench coat isn't gonna make you look like a superstar, really.
It's not, dude, and it's fucking 80 degrees outside. I'm like, what is this guy
and that's
doing?
the only thing you have. You don't have anything on underneath. Just a few pieces of candy.
So I was watching the new Ghostbusters movie finally, and I have to say I enjoyed it. But there was this one scene with a ghost in there. This ghost has a trench coat on, and he's got nothing underneath it. And he's just like flashing people as they run by. That shit was hilarious.
Oh man, have you watched that Friends episode?
Nope.
Where you don't watch Friends?
I actually might have seen that Friends episode, but I've probably only seen maybe like 30 Friends episodes my entire life. So.
I don't know why, but I just that's a show I do like to go back.
I already know you're a huge Friends fan.
And don't forget How I Met Your Mother. I mean, yeah, how could I watch that show? But anyway, yeah, I've watched Friends maybe 4 times by now, but I've watched the
whole series.
Episode. Yeah, I don't know why. I just watch it.
That's me with Scrubs.
I was sometimes I just put it in the background so there's just noise, and I'd fall asleep to it. It didn't matter to me because I've watched it so many times already. I've watched the extended. I just finished watching the extended episodes. Those were even funnier. But anyway, yeah. To the relevancy was they told Joey to take off his robe because they found out that he was throwing a party later on, and they thought he was pretending to be sick, which they were right, but they said to take off his robe, and he said, "Well, okay," and he ended up just being naked under it.
Nice.
And he flashed them. Yeah, that just reminded me of that.
So then one day back in high school, I was dressed all in scrubs, and then I was wearing a freaking I was wearing like one of those masks that you like buy for like 50 cents that has like the elastic string on it and shit.
Uh-huh.
I was wearing one of those face masks, and I'm just running around school like I'm the masked proctologist. Bend over. I'm the masked proctologist. I'm like a freshman in high school, just fucking running around acting like a fucking idiot. And then this senior dude that was in one of my acting classes, he came up to me. He's like, fuck being the masked proctologist. You got to be the masked gyno. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Masked gyno is way cooler. So I spent the rest of the day as the masked gyno. I feel like we would have been great friends if we went to school at the same time and in the same area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been wow. It's been a year already since we hung out last.
it's
I
been a
believe.
little over a year, yeah.
Yeah, that was fast. I don't know why. Why is it so fast? Yeah, even all this time on my hands, and I choose to spend it watching TV.
Well, it's my turn to go out and visit you, so I got to come out and hang out with you. It'll be fucking cool to hang out in the country, dude. I'll bring plenty of weed and shit, dude. It'll be a good time.
Whoa. We- I don't do that. I smoke broccoli. I promise you.
Oh my
No
god.
drugs. No drugs.
What?
No drugs. No drugs.
No drugs.
Shh. But definitely bring the drugs. But I don't recommend it, nor do I condone it.
um, I condone and recommend any sort of safe drug use. Um, I hear in a lot of countries, they actually offer like safe spaces for like junkies and shit, dude. Like people who do like the hard shit, like heroin and like meth and crack and stuff. They offer like these safe spaces for people to use that shit freely. Kind of like in season 3 of The
Oh,
Wire, where they had the fucking Hamsterdam.
yeah, I saw the headline to that. I didn't go any further.
I didn't go any further into it either. I was like, this is neat. But there was like a lot of people that are against it. I think it was like in Canada. Well, because they got that dude who like the president or like the mayor of Ontario.
Oh,
That
the
dude.
one that Zach hates.
Oh yeah, the one. Zach isn't the only one that hates him, but he's also trying to run for like the prime minister of Canada. Because like what? Because he's doing shit right now where like people like him because he's fucking it's a buck of beer and shit like that. Like no, how about a buck of fucking prescription or a buck of fucking textbook or so, some shit like that, dude. Fuck your buck of beer bullshit.
Right.
Yeah. But like and apparently like and I think I read somewhere where this dude was because he won against Trudeau, or Trudeau is like the current prime minister or whatever. I don't know any shit about Canada, but so he's gonna be running against Trudeau, but Trudeau is like he's not that much better, but he's like slightly better, kind of like how uh like the Trump versus Hillary shit. Like it's hard to determine which one's even better than each other. Like both these people fucking suck. Um, So he's gonna be going up against Trudeau, or whatever, and Trudeau is all about having these safe spaces for like drug addicts and shit, which I totally can get on board with. And then what's his face, dude from Ontario, he's like, no, fuck all that. Like he's basically like the Donald Trump of Canada, and like it's so fucking nuts out there, dude. I always thought that place was gonna be like the safest haven in the world, but it's,
Yeah, as you could clearly see, a lot of people did not flee to Canada as they said they would.
yeah.
It's kind of hard moving out of their mom's basement.
Yeah, dude. I was totally thinking about moving to Canada, but then I was like, the only thing that was stopping me at the time was the cold, because I hate the cold, and that's why Arizona was a better option, because like I like it when it's hot. I know it's gonna be way different heat than it is out here,
Right.
but I don't know. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'd be nice to go out there. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in California, or if I do, it wouldn't be long term.
Yeah,
Because
and that's
it's
the
so
cool thing.
bad over
Like
there.
California will only be like a couple hours away, and I could go and hang out there and shit. You know, like visit Hytham and Eric and stuff.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah. What is Eric still gone on social media?
He
I haven't.
deactivated his Facebook.
Oh yeah,
Like he was doing it all the time, just
coming
just
back
get
on.
away every once in a while.
Yeah.
Nasser just told me that he's doing it permanently. I actually was gonna message him to see if he wanted to be on this one, but I forgot.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I have his
Yeah.
phone number. We talk every once in a while on the phone.
Yeah, he used to post the funniest shit on Facebook.
That's a lie, because you post the funniest shit on Facebook.
Oh, you.
Because I'm pretty sure it was you that posted the girl that was tasting herself on her period.
Okay, I'm gonna say this once, and well, this will be the millionth time, but everything I see that is so raunchy or so disgusting, I had to share it. I've tainted my eyes, so I'm gonna taint yours.
That's the same thing with my disease, where I see something nasty in real life. I gotta everybody I know that's around has to see it.
But that's somebody's vomit and butt crack.
I don't know. It's the same
You're
thing.
pointing at it.
It's the same thing to me. If
Well,
I've been
at least
traumatized, everyone I know has to be traumatized.
At least you're not the guy that has to put a spoon in somebody's asshole.
I wouldn't do it, but I'd be the guy to film it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people have been deactivating their Facebook or so on. Like, do you remember William, who used to be on CBS and All Things Geek, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw his other Facebook. Yeah, but
He's
he
British,
deactivated
right?
both.
William Tarr,
Yeah,
big metal fan.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the CBSM days where uh before the everybody just split to somewhere else or whatever. Oran, that kid, everybody used to mess with.
See, dude, I didn't join All Things Geek and Nerds, Gamers, and Bears and stuff until like way later. And I saw Oren. I saw a lot of stuff from Oren in the very beginning when I just got on, and then he just disappeared, and everyone's like, "Where the fuck did Oren go?"
Yeah,
I came in right around where the fuck did Oren go?
yeah. I heard from Shannon that he's still around, but he just doesn't post anymore.
Yeah,
He's up hanging out with his friends or something.
because the shit that he used to post was like really fucking funny, and or he was able to get on topic and fucking school people. Like that dude was like really good at everything he did.
I remember the opposite of that. They always used to make fun of him.
Man, I'm glad that never held Nasser back, dude. Now Nasser's fucking thriving and doing better than he has ever done in his life. And that's the type of shit that just builds you and makes you stronger, is like a bunch of fucking like shit talk and whatever, like minuscule bullying. Like nothing was going extreme or whatever, like they'd make fun of Nasser's hair because he looks like a lesbian or whatever, and like It'd be hilarious. I still do that.
That. Oh yeah, I remember. Whatever happened to that group?
What group?
The roast me
Oh,
group.
dude, they got rid of it. They got they were talking about it in this one group chat that we had, where Eric is just like, I'm gonna get rid of that. Eric banned everybody from the group.
Yeah,
That's what happened. We're all banned
that's
from it.
funny.
So like, it still exists, but we can't look it up because we're all banned.
Well, then again, he did deactivate his Facebook too, so
Yeah, so now there's no chance of getting to
yeah, that was some funny times.
it. It started out really strong and fun, and then it just got boring. It turned into a shit post meme group.
Yeah, 'cause- yeah, I even remember. What's his? I remember a lot of us used to really talk. From the geek groups.
Yeah, like joining those geek groups gave me just like a lot of new friends and just a lot of new people to talk to and learn from and get new perspectives of and shit. Like I met you in there. I pretty
You
much
did?
just met like almost every guest on my podcast that I've ever had on there. Like minus a few people. Like my early show before it was really a podcast, it was used to be kind of like a talk show.
Uh
I would just go to people like my friends' houses and record there,
huh.
and it would be on video.
I thought I met you at the grocery store. You were some guy that was talking about being born in 1945 or something.
Some senile fucking 30-year-old dude thinks he's 85.
I remember when I stuck my watch up my butt. Some shit.
I remember in
I remember the war.
I remember in 1956 I took a shit in one of
Yeah.
the urinals. I had my buddy come in and look at it.
Yeah, I remember this. This watch saved my life. I got shot in the ass, but the watch stopped the bullet for actually ever reaching my anus.
So all the registers at my work, they all have a little phone next to them, and it's like 3 minutes before I'm getting ready to punch out, the front desk calls my phone, and they're all like, "Hey, can you go and check inside the bathroom? We're not sure if there's one dude that just left their shit all over the place or not,
Oh man.
because he's known for that. So can you just go check to see if he did or not?" And I'm just cracking up. I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like,
You
"Yeah."
got an
I'll go
exclusive guy
check
that
it out.
takes that shit there.
I'm just like, "Yeah, I'll go check it out. I'm getting ready to leave anyways." Because I just had to be an informant. I didn't have to like clean it up or anything. I just had to like go in,
Oh,
investigate, and then see if it. So I went in, and then I instantly just run out, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this shit's terrible," even though there's nothing wrong. I instantly run out like, "Oh," I'm like holding my nose, and I'm like holding my stomach. Like, "Oh." So then I go back in for real. And I'm like, all right, there's nothing wrong with this. Like,
That's sad that you guys got an actual person that's known for that.
so then I go back up to the front desk, and I'm all like, yeah, it's fine. And then apparently, Sir Shits himself is at the front desk too. And I didn't know, but the person's like giving me the visual, like the visual look, like that's the guy who does it, you know, like. Oh my god. And I didn't know at first. I'm talking about it all loud and shit, and I'm all like, "Yeah, coast is clear, like, and no shit on the walls," you know, like.
Yeah.
So this was at freaking like 7:57 today. This shit happened.
Oh man.
Because it was like 3 minutes before I had to punch out. I got off work at 8 o'clock. Made it home at about 8:04. Sent you a text. I was like, I'm home, man. Let's do this shit. Let's get going.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Oh man! So this one, here's another good gross story. This one time I was throwing a house party. This was back when I was in high school, throwing this house party.
Oh man!
And my friend Nicole's little sister ends up throwing up out in my porch. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then Nicole's all like, don't worry, dude, I'll clean it up. So in the middle of her cleaning that shit up, she starts throwing up. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I start cleaning the shit up, and I start throwing up. And then other people, like everybody who joins in on the cleanup ends up throwing up. And then the only person who did not throw up was the motherfucker that usually throws up at every single party. And I was like, what the fuck is sort of conundrum is this?
You found the method.
No, I think it's because he didn't help clean up any of the shit at all. So like, oh.
But wouldn't there be a pool of it?
Oh my god! I don't. This is all at my house too. It really sucked.
I couldn't even think of a nasty story.
Oh, I got another one. I got an even better one. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right. So, like 2-3 years ago, my friend Gretchen she throws this Christmas party / birthday party every single year. This one was like 2-3 years ago. I bring my buddy Lalo with me. And Lalo was like the life of the party, dude, because he's like the only person that brought weed. And fucking like he's sharing with everybody, and everyone was like, "Dude, this guy's the shit, man!" Fucking blah blah blah. I was like, "Hell yeah, I brought him." I don't know, I'm trying to get some of that recognition. So like this one girl, Beth, comes up to us, and she's like being really flirty, and she's like acts like she's totally into us. We're all like, we're hanging out with her a lot. She's crazy. I thought she was a lesbian. But it was just hard to tell because she's just wearing like loose clothes and she has a hat on that you can't see what her hair looks like and everything. So like, but then again, it is like winter, so like, but usually most girls in the winter they wear like leggings and like leg warmers and like a thick jacket or whatever, and expect you to sacrifice your big ass jacket to fucking keep them warm. I'm like, no, dude, like I plan ahead. So, and then later we find out that she came with this dude who was taking pictures. Like our friend Gretchen like hired a photographer for her party or whatever. I was like, that's kind of fucking extra, but because mostly all you need is a fucking kid with a fucking smartphone, and you can get all the same pictures, you know, like.
Right.
But a dude shows up with a freaking like a professional camera and shit, dude. Like he's gonna get a lot of people to take pictures or whatever, and it worked. So like, we found out that Beth came with him. And so then some time passed. Like me and Layla went on our own separate ways at the party. I'm sitting here in the dining room with this girl I had just met, and there's some other people. And then Beth comes out of nowhere, and she's like, "Who bought this handle of Captain?" I'm like, "I bought it." She's like, "Well, you bought it. You better start chugging it." So then she opens up the lid and just fucking starts slamming that shit down my throat. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I drank a bunch of that Captain successfully. And so the night goes on. I go downstairs with Beth and we're dancing because there's a DJ too. There's a fucking DJ at this party. And we're fucking dancing and shit. And then I go off somewhere else. And then it's like not until like maybe like an hour or two later, this dude comes down in the basement. And he's like, you got to come up here quick, dude. There's some shit going on in the attic. So I fucking run up that flight of stairs. I run up the next flight of stairs up to the attic. And there's fucking Beth. She's passed the fuck out. Her pants are down.
What the fuck?
She's sitting up in like the fetal position. So she's not like laying down or whatever, but she's in the fetal position, sitting up. And then right behind her is a glass coffee table with a pile of shit on there. A fucking pile of shit, right? So then I instantly go up to her. I'm yelling. I'm all like, "Wake your drunk ass up and clean this shit up." Boom, not even fucking moving. Not even fucking moving. So then other people are already making their way up. And then Gretchen, it's her house. She's like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "Hey, Gretchen, don't worry about this. I'll help you clean it up. I have a dog. I'm used to cleaning up shit. But human shit's a lot worse than dog shit, dude. Like, you expect to clean up dog shit when you own a dog. Like when you own a human, you expect to clean up human shit for only like a couple years. You know, like dog shit. Like dogs are permanent. You know, that's just a thing. Humans, you're only supposed to pick up their shit for a couple of years, and then they learn how to take care of their own shit. You know,
Right.
this person was in at least her mid-20s, because we're all in our mid-20s, and I was in my late 20s. We're in our mid-20s, dude. It's fucking, oh my god. So I helped Gretchen clean the shit up, dude. We take care of everything. Like, and this we never saw this girl ever again in our lives. That's why I have no problem saying her name, Beth.
I was gonna say a semi-nasty story. I mean, I did earlier, but I don't think I could top that.
Dude, a lot of people can't. I've heard some stories to top that one, but they're not my stories to tell. But this one is, oh my god, dude. Lalo says that he helped clean up the shit too, but I don't think he did. Because Gretchen said that he didn't, but he told me that he did help. Like, he grabbed some garbage bags and stuff. But I don't know. It was just, the whole fiasco was nuts.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Who does that? There wasn't even a bathroom up in the attic.
Well, there was a coffee table, so that was perfect enough.
Yeah, good thing it was glass.
I would have threw that shit out.
No, dude. If it was a wood table, yeah, maybe. Because wood absorbs stuff. Even if it does have that finish on it, you know, there's still stuff that gets through it. Yeah, but glass is way, like, that same table's still there. So, like,
yeah, I do remember this one. It didn't happen to me particularly, but we got in trouble for it in freshman year high school. We had swimming for gym, and it combined two of the classes, and the boys got in trouble because apparently at the end of the day, and we're the last period to be in the gym swimming pool, 6th period, that was our max, and somebody took a shit in the showers on the shower floor, right in the middle of it, just a big ass fucking turd. We all couldn't swim just because of someone's fucking piece of shit.
Oh my god. That reminds me of one time when I was at Magic Waters. Magic Waters is a water theme park that we have here in Rockford, Illinois. I was swimming in the wave pool, and then all of a sudden you hear over the intercom, like, everyone needs to exit out of the wave pool. There's a fecal matter contamination.
Man.
I was like 15. I was like, fuck.
A fecal matter situation. That's screwed. Oh, man. That's something else. No, but the one story that it is gross, because I don't know what grosses you out. I'm pretty sure nothing at this point. But whenever I see a booger on somebody's nose,
dude, that's so gross.
Talk about a topic of nerdy. But anyway, my friend, my friend, we had just got out. Yeah, we had just gotten out of the swimming pools at school, and he had mucus buildup in his nose, and you could just see this big ass thing just saying hello to you and from his nostrils.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey man, you got some right there." And a friend of his, he's a pretty wide guy, and he felt on his nose, and then he looked at his friend, and he somehow manages to wipe his nose on the dude's back without the other guy noticing.
Yes. Yes. That
And,
is
and,
gross.
and it was stretched over his whole back. Like, how do you happen to not notice that? I could just imagine the questions he got later on. Is, dude, how the fuck do you sneeze out of your ass or some shit? How the fuck do you get a booger on your back?
Did you wipe your nose with your jacket, dude? What the fuck?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was very bad. But yeah.
Oh man, that's some good stuff right there. Do you think the shit story would be good enough to tell at a stand up?
Yeah. If it's yeah, I think it would be.
All right, I
It
might I
depends how
might
you,
I might try it out. I might try it out
it.
next month. Actually, it's like next week.
Uh-huh. Oh
No, it's
right,
not
right.
next week. It's in 2 weeks. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
I haven't written any new jokes. I have this one thing I was gonna tell that happened recently, where like there's this girl in my timeline that was shaming. She was shaming girls for publicly shaming creepy internet dudes. She's like, if it walks like a duck, it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and whatever like a duck, then it's probably a duck. She's talking about how all these girls are dressing like scantily clad in their pictures, and how it's totally fucked up that they get offended when dudes try to creep on them on their like in Messenger and shit.
Yeah.
But usually it's these dudes. They're just all like, hey, what's going on, baby? Blah, 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 blah. And then the girl trolls them, and then they get tired of trolling them. And they're like, dude, like, whatever, dude, just fuck off. And he's like, bitch, whatever, you're fucking ugly anyways. You know, like,
Oh my god, I hate those kind of people, really.
but I love reading those posts.
Right.
I 100% love reading when a girl posts that shit. They're like, that's what happened to me today. And I was like, that shit's hilarious. But
Yeah.
it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing that those posts do exist. But that since they do exist, I'm gonna get the entertainment out of them.
What are you doing? What are you doing saying, oh, you're ugly anyway? You're trying to use some reverse psychology or some shit?
Yeah, and it doesn't like that's the when you if you're trying to use that type of reverse psychology, you have to use that shit straight from the get go. Like you go up to a girl, like at the bar or whatever, and you just be like, "Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're
What
fucking
happened to your
ugly.
face?" Whatever, like, or do you want to move to do you want to switch to a different bar stool? That one seems a little wobbly, or like some shit like that. Like,
I probably go up to him and be like, hey, you want to go to a different bar stool? That would be darker, so you don't have to see your face or some shit.
yeah, some shit like that. You gotta go like you have to go up and use that shit from the get go. You can't be all like, "Hey, what's going on, baby? You so sexy." Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I'm not interested in you. Oh, bitch, what the fuck, man? That's why your toes look like fucking Gollum, or like I don't know.
Wow.
They just say some off the wall shit just because they got rejected and they can't take rejection. So like, this
Yeah,
girl anyway, she's shaming girls that publicly shame these dudes or whatever. And
right.
but the same girl, she's also dressed all fucking scantily clad or whatever. But then she made this comment or whatever. She's like, if you're dressed like a sexual object and yada yada yada. So
I think I did see that.
So then I reply on there. I'm all like, I didn't know sexual objects had a clothing preference because I've never seen a butt plug with like a bow tie or fishnets.
Stupid.
Yeah, but dude, like everybody fucking, I got like 80% heart reacts from that shit, dude. Fucking 20% just likes whatever, dude. Like all these people were like, hell yeah. So then the next day I go on there and I'm like, damn, all these fucking heart reacts, and I didn't once feel the need to creep on any of these lovely ladies.
Yeah.
So like, actually I did kind of was all like, damn, dude, all these fucking bitches are liking my shit, dude. I might creep, but no, that would defeat the whole purpose.
Did you see the one that I shared where it was how to talk to girls, and the top one was the all romantic lovey dovey kind of thing, and then the bottom it said, "Shut the fuck up before I come back there and smack your tits."
You know what? Both uh scenarios are correct, but the second one, dude, you just have to know your audience.
Right. Well, it's all about what I think is your level of confidence, like and everything, how you talk to people, really.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely can't say that shit. If you're stuttering, like why not shut the fuck up and or else I'm gonna slap your tits. Like that's not gonna work at all, dude. Like.
No, like, are you having a stroke, young man?
Oh man, so one of my coworkers, she had a stroke like way before I even met her or whatever. So I haven't been working with her very long.
Nice opening.
No, but because she had this stroke, dude, she's like she doesn't give a fuck about anything anymore. So she's always just like 100% hilarious. So I come through her line one day. I'm buying beer, and I had my ID out there, even though they all know I'm like I don't need to be carded. I had my ID out there. She's all like, "Oh, dude, let me see what." I've always been curious about your age, anyways. So she looked at my ID. She's like, "Oh, you're right in between both my daughters," and I'm like, "Oh, I'd like to be." And then,
Oh my god.
so then she's all like, that both my daughters are married. And I was all like, well, you know what I'd say? My joke about marriage? She's like, no, what? And I was like, rings don't plug a hole. And
Wow.
then she's like, oh my god. I was all like, I'm like, Connie, you're a good kid. And then the dude that was bagging for her, because I work at a grocery store, the dude that's bagging for her is all like, did you just call Connie a good kid? And then we both look at him all like, what? She's not a fucking kid? Like, get the fuck out of here. And he's all like, well, I just assumed. And then and then I'm like, you know what happens? No, she's like, you know what happens when you assume? And I'm like, yeah, you make an ass out of Dylan. Dylan's the kid that was bagging for her. I'm like, you make an ass out of Dylan. And I grab all my shit, and then I fucking walk directly into a buggy.
Oh, sorry.
So I was like riding this fucking on top, fucking telling jokes and shit, and I was killing it. And then I fucking fall down hard, dude. I fucking run right into a buggy, dude. And I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, at work already. I'm being called little shit on my first day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I was messing with this with one of my coworkers, and everybody was making fun of her. Yeah, everybody was making fun of her, and I'm just trying to be more outgoing and everything. And sorry, the voice changed. Huh? I've been getting a little sick, but yeah, I was. She asked me, "Oh, how am I liking it so far?" She was just trying to talk to me a bit.
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't like it because you're around." Man. Sometimes it's just really easy making friends with somebody.
Yeah.
It depends on who.
There's this old lady at my work, dude. And like I don't work with her much, but now I've started working with her more. And I noticed how this one other coworker like always tells her old person jokes or whatever, like makes fun of her for being old. So then I jumped on that shit, and like, oh my god, dude, like I don't stop now. She's coming through
Hard
my
to
line
quit.
today. She's coming through my line today. She's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot something." I was like, "Yeah, that's that dementia kicking in." And then one of my bosses was bagging for me. And she just started cracking up, like, "Oh my god, did you just say that?" I'm like, "Dude, I say way worse to our fucking regular customers." But like my first like 2 months in, I was getting like, and I haven't changed at all, dude. Like I just say whatever the fuck I want to say to these people. And like I was getting like all my first 2 months in, dude. I was getting like all these compliment cards. Like so, I was getting so money. Where one of my bosses was like, "Dude, I'm gonna buy you some shit, dude. You're getting like all these compliment cards." I'm like, "That's what's up, man." Because I don't know, like, but now I'm starting to get complaints or whatever. Where like I'm not filling in customers on the shit that me and my bagger or whatever are talking about or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like the cool customers will chime in, like all the cool customers will just chime in, and it's all the bullshit customers that I feel like they need to be a part of something that if I can, like, bitch, you're buying groceries. We want you to come in and get the fuck out. You know, like that's really all it is. You're buying groceries, dude. Like we don't want to. I don't want to get to know you, people. You know, like I barely want to get to know my coworkers.
Yeah, when it comes to just having your boss lay off your back, you're just really in there for the job. Get in, get out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah. So now
yeah,
it's only one boss that's like that now. Like one of them will
yeah.
come up to me. She'll be like, "That joke that you just said is not good." Because I probably made
While
some
she's
I probably made some sort of sexual innuendo or whatever. Um, but like someone comes in and they're only buying freaking like watermelon and cantaloupe and shit. I'll be like, "Oh, nice melons," you know, like
wow,
someone's
wow.
buying someone's buying a whole bunch of chicken breasts. I'm like, "Nice breasts," you know. I'll do shit like that, but that's me being fucking G-rated, you know, like
Yeah,
yeah.
I could just picture you saying that to a big burly guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Man, yeah, but it's just you're trying to get through your day too. You're not trying to offend nobody.
Oh, I don't
But
really care.
it doesn't matter. A lot of people, there's people out there just prudes.
Yeah. It's like, oh, today there was this like hilarious shit. Like this husband and wife comes in, and this girl's bagging for me, and the wife has like all sorts of fucking rules about how she wants her shit bagged, and the husband is just like, "Oh my god, dude, I can't go anywhere with this broad." Like he's like just cracking jokes and making fun of her the whole time, and I'm just like right on because these people that have rules about how they want their shit bagged is just fucking crazy. But then again, my bagger was bagging fucking like laundry detergent and shit with food, which is like you don't do that. You don't do that. I do it sometimes if they're only grabbing like fucking like 8 things or whatever, and I like how I want to strategically bag it. Like your borax is gonna go in with your fucking crackers because they're both boxes.
Maybe make a new flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. Tide Pods were in, you know, like we could start something new.
Wow. Yeah, I there's people out there. They're just they're just prudes or something like that. I went through at my last job. I went probably through 4 different bosses in less than 2 years. We had some bosses that were just really personable. Some were just play like as if they didn't even respect humans or anything. And then some
they
were just they thought that, oh yeah, I'm the shit pretty much. Uh
it's basically just like old people entitlement.
It's not even that they were old. We
Most
had
of my prudes are
one
old.
guy. We had one guy. He was a supervisor, and he actually got into a fight with an ops manager. They got into it so fast and hard, and that sounded really sexual. Uh, but they broke the conference door. It was bad. But this guy was a hothead, and he didn't last long. But
Yeah.
surprisingly, he didn't even get fired for that fight with the ops manager. But yeah, the joke was how they broke the door too was that they had rough anal sex.
Nice.
That was terrible.
Nice.
Yeah,
You know what, dude? Rough anal sex can break anything.
yeah, probably even your colon.
Oh, dude, I love those people that spell fucking cologne as colon.
I smell like his colon.
Yeah.
Waking up to the smell of his colon. I love when this colon smells like colon.
If you're staying the night at my house, dude, I'm guaranteed I probably fart a lot in my sleep, so you might wake up to the smell of my colon.
Oh man. Wow.
This goes to any future ladies that may want to date me.
Good thing I didn't have any plans to go sleep over. Oh man.
My God. Especially after I wake up from a morning of a lot of drinking.
Oh my God. I don't know if I discussed with you about this, but I know I've mentioned it on Facebook a few times. And it's just women hide their farts, and it's terrible. At the end of the day, they could knock birds out from the sky. They could kill birds with fucking gas. Hitler would want to travel to the future so that he could just get the girls' farts and kill the Jews faster.
Oh wow!
But yeah, and I was saying, and I live with two girls right now, and they are the worst they're the worst fucking farters ever. They hold that shit in. It's like, oh, I want to be pretty for Billy Bob, so I gotta hold it in. I gotta hold it on, and by the time they let it go, the fucking thing's a death trap.
Yeah.
Dude,
that reminds me. I was in Florida, and I was at my cousin's house, and we went to his dad's house. His dad is married to this lady, and like we're all over there for dinner. And my cousin like fucking elbows me. He's like, "Dude, don't fart at all here, dude. My stepmom does not like it at all. You just cannot fart." So like I'm at dinner. And they're like asking me questions and shit, dude. And I'm like, I can't answer anything, dude. Because I'm trying to hold in these farts, you know, like. My stomach hurts and shit, dude. Like,
that's the worst. That's another thing. Like, you're just hurting yourself too. You're keeping it in, and it's gonna smell worse. It smells like somebody crawled up your ass and pooped in it.
Dude, for a while, dude, I was worried. I was like, dude, why do I fart so much? And I went online. I thought I might have had some sort of like gastral fucking cancer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so I went online and I was like, I went to Google. I was like, why the fuck do I fart so much? And then like every article was all like, flatulence is healthy. I was like, cool. I'm fucking the most healthy person I know.
Well, one of my girls, she's a very pretty girl.
Yeah.
But dude, at one point, they were playing around outside. I was just chilling out in my room, and all I hear is what I thought was furniture moving, but it ended up being her ass. It ended up being her ass.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it sounded like furniture moving.
Dude, I would have been cracking up, but I was smoking at the same time, so I definitely would have been cracking up during there.
I mean, no, it was just so bad.
That is fucking hilarious.
Earth mover.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, if you could airbend that fucking hard to fucking move Earth and shit, dude, like hell yeah.
Oh man, Earth, water, fire.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Wind.
And
No, Earth,
wind
Earth, water, wind, and fire.
and gas.
Gas would be airbending, dude. If you could airbend that fucking strong. That's why I feel Aang when Aang rides that fucking air ball. He's just fucking farted and then just condensed it into a fucking ball. That's all he did.
Man.
Buddhists probably don't fart, you know, because all they eat is fucking. No, never mind. They fart probably more often because they're eating like all sorts of asparagus.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine how their pee smells.
I don't want to, because I don't have those type of thoughts of, I wonder what his piss smells like.
God damn. I think I'm like a real life Brody.
Wow.
You know Brody, right? From Mallrats?
No, I haven't watched it.
Have you seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
I'm a little behind on the years.
Well, Brody is in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He's the owner of the comic book store that Jay and Silent Bob go into.
Uh-huh.
But either way, this character, if you go watch Mallrats, like this dude is like the most vulgar person, dude. Like he's talking to Stan Lee about fucking the Thing's fucking dick. He's like, does he have a big orange fucking dork?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Okay, I've seen that somewhere.
So that's the type of shit that I would ask Stan Lee too. I was all like, can Mr. Fantastic fucking stretch his dick as far as he can everything else, you know?
Oh my god. On
That's
the topic
why fucking Invisible Woman fucking stays with him, because he's a dickhead. But he's also got that fucking dick game unlocked, dude.
Yeah. On the topic of farts and everything, I remember there was a time where it was 5th grade math class. It was about to get to be summer and everything. It's hot as hell, sweating in there, and we're playing math bingo. I mean, who the fuck combines 2 classes in one? And we had those cheap ass big fans that hardly blew anything but dirt in your eye.
Yeah, and they just make a lot of noise.
Yeah. And I'm all the way in the back with a few other kids, and something just sets my stomach off, and I let it loose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you shut?
And yeah, and my friend's not making it any better by laughing at it. And he said, "Dude," and I said, "Oh man, here comes another one." It just continuous. It ripped the timeline apart. That's how bad it was. And I'm thinking, dude, how the hell is no one listening to this? Not listening to it, but hearing this. I mean, yeah, there's the fans, but it's just my farts were louder than the fan spinning around.
Oh,
it was that bad. But there's this one ghetto kid who actually he actually heard it, turns around so quick and goes, "Ugh!" And that just made it even worse. I just kept going that day. I thought it wasn't going to stop. I thought at one point I had to probably shit my pants.
It was always one of the ghetto kids that would hear that shit and be like, "Damn, this nigga just pooted."
Exactly. Man.
Their reaction would be way louder or whatever than anything that you did, and then you just fucking just shrink down to the size of fucking Ant-Man.
Especially the ghetto girls, too.
Oh my god. That nigga just pooted! Oh my god, that's my favorite part about public school.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
all the public
and
shaming that you would get
there
for
was
any
these
sort of
girls.
fucked up thing
Some
you
of
would
the
do.
girls were so random as hell back over there, where this one girl, she's talking to her friend or whatever, and out of nowhere she just decides to say, "Oh, you eat booty jelly?" for the whole damn crowd to hear. The whole damn crowd to hear. Who the fuck says that shit?
Oh my god! And now booty eating is like like a big phenomenon now. Like everyone's doing it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but no one gets to the jelly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't want to get the jelly.
I had no idea what the fuck that meant. If it meant shit, okay, but in any other term, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some weird ass people in this world. I mean, high school was the beginning, especially with my friend putting the booger on that poor kid's back.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I mean, there's been some random ass shit.
Like we wouldn't put "kick me" signs on someone's back. We put signs that are like, um, "I'll do your math homework for free," or fucking "I eat ass," or um, we put a sign on someone's back like "I fucked your mom last night," you know, like shit like that, dude. We wouldn't
Yeah.
put "kick me" signs on. We put funny signs like as like advertisement, you know, like.
What was it? Lemonparty.org.
What's that?
Oh, you gotta look it up later.
There's another one. There's another one, penisland.com, but it's really penis land. It's really penis land. But you tell people like,
Yeah.
dude, you just go online and be like, for like on some people that don't really internet well. But dude, there's a huge pen sale on penisland.com.
Looking it up. Oh
People
man,
still fall for blue waffle,
technology.
you know, like.
Man. I mean, I've had my days where, back in high school, I was just nasty as hell. But there's one situation we're in the computer lab and our teacher wanted us to be silent, and I had sneezed very lightly, but this huge giant ass fucking mucus came out of me. I hate saying the word booger.
Mucus is a way worse word than booger.
Mucus doesn't sound as, I don't know, boogers is nasty. But yeah, anyways, a thick ass rock of mucus just came out, and I looked at one of my friends. I'm like, "Oh, dude, look!" And his facial expression and just the silent "ugh" that came out of him just made me laugh. And for some reason, my friend next to me, and he was a chunkier guy, and he's sitting next to his girlfriend. He said, "Oh, let me see the bug." For some reason, he thought it was a bug, and I handed it to him. He said, "What's this?" Oh, he finally realized what it was, and he threw it. Our teacher did not tell us to shut up. She didn't even notice what the hell was going on.
Alright, so like a week and a half ago, I was like super fucking sick, and it lasted like a whole week, right? So like I'm at work because they would not let me call in sick for work, and I'm like, dude, I work at the front end. I literally touch all these people's groceries, dude. Like, you're not gonna let me call in sick, dude. My fucking nose is like Niagara, dude. Like, so anyways, I'm at work and I'm freaking blowing my nose. And like how I use Kleenex, I use it fully open, and then I fold it over, then I use it again, then I fucking close that shit up, and I use it like 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Or whatever before it's fucking totally you can't use it anymore. You know. So like, I'm at my round 2, and I open it up, and I'm getting ready to fucking use the other end of it. This dude that was bagging for me, he's all like, oh my god, why do you open it first? And I was like, first of all, I want to see if I had if I got any of the infected mucus out, because like you know when you blow your nose and that shit's really like slimy and yellow and green and shit.
Oh yeah, like say your nose is bloody or some shit.
Well, dude, like when you blow your nose so much it starts to bleed, and it's like.
Yeah,
But,
well, I mean, I always thought that was normal. You're just checking if you got something wrong with you or some shit.
yeah, I'm checking to see if I'm getting all the infection out, you know, because like when you have that really nasty mucus, it's fucking slimy and green and yellow. And then when you're done, and then this was actually at the time when I wasn't as sick anymore, so I'm checking to see if I'm getting it all out, you know. And he's like, "Oh my god!" And then like one of my bosses is watching too, and they're like, "Ah." And but dude, for this particular boss, dude, she's fucking 100% white trash, dude. Like, so, like, for her judgment, like, I don't even fucking give a fuck, you know, like, she got impregnated by 2 different dudes, and now has kids, and now she hates men, or whatever. And she lives in the trailer park, and like, not to say that living in a trailer park is trashy, or whatever, but like,
Depends if you keep up and clean the place.
oh, I doubt she does, dude. Because this is how I found out she lives in the trailer park. I was actually doing some filming for Notebook Movies, and we were filming an FML episode, and we're one of the girls lives that's in charge of Notebook Movies. She just got her own place at the trailer park, so she just lives by herself at the trailer park, and we were filming at her house. And when we were driving, when I was riding to the where we were filming at, dude, I ride past my fucking boss outside her house, and when I see her at work the next day, I was like, "Is that like was that your house, or were you just hanging out with friends, or what?" She's like, "Oh no, I live there." And I was like, "Oh fuck, that's definitely not a place where I'd want to raise a family." But there's definitely worse places in the county where you can raise a family.
Right.
So like, and the trailer park is actually pretty peaceful. So like, it's not bad, but it's just not roomy, especially for what kids need and stuff, dude. Kids need a lot of room.
Yeah. If you hear music, that's actually the girls. So.
Aw, shit. Tyler living with fucking 3 women's.
2.
3 women's. Wait, no, you
Yeah.
gotta grow your hair out to be a women's again.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I do consider myself to be a bitch.
That's not the same as a woman.
True. One is a monster.
My brother's a total fucking bitch. But like,
yeah. But yeah, on the topic of nerdy stuff again, before we go back to boogers.
Yeah.
Because I will have to go soon.
All right. What are your favorite comic book movies that have been released in the past 10 years?
Definitely Man of Steel. Infinity War. How many again? 5?
Just whatever. There's no top 5. Just whatever in the past 10 years.
Oh, all right. Man, that's tough. Kick-Ass.
Dude, Kick-Ass was so good. I watched that fucking movie 3 days in a row.
Well, Batman vs Superman, I know. That was another one.
Did you see Batman Ninja?
No, I haven't.
No one's watched that, but I think I'm the only one that's watched it. And I thought
It
I
looks
watched
cool.
it late. Because I just watched it last week. I was like, dude, there's no way I'm the only one that's seen this movie.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
You like 2 better than 1?
I thought they were both good. I think I did like 2 more because it just felt more accurate to the. It felt like the actual Spidey, the next Spidey we needed.
I mean,
Well, even at the time.
2 like it was cool. Like Spider-Man was definitely cool in it, but Electro was like not that entertaining.
Yeah, I never try to disappoint myself by thinking, yeah, this is gonna be the most accurate movie.
Oh yeah,
They're not. They're not gonna be.
they're not at all.
They're always gonna have a new twist, and in a way, could it be a little better? Could it be a good thing or a bad thing? It depends how the route's taken and how it's executed. Sometimes it's just, well, wrong move, dude.
That's what's one of the things that gets me on Watchmen. It's like, because all these people complain about like, oh, that movie wasn't accurate, but then you had that Watchmen movie come out, and it was fucking like 95% accurate to the fucking graphic novel. Like the only change they made was the ending and some parts in the middle where they could not show Adrian Veidt fucking kidnapping all these artists and scientists, whatever, to create his giant plant monster alien thing that ends up just like taking over Manhattan or whatever.
Or the sex scene.
They did show sex scenes in the movie.
In the book, though, didn't they?
In the book, they did, yeah. But
oh, really? I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, that was one of the things that got this that made this book like really controversial. Like when it came out, it was like how fucking like not comic booky it was. Like they're like, this isn't the fucking shit that we grew up to, you know? Like,
yeah, and it was. I liked it because it was so detailed, really.
Yeah.
The book.
Yeah, the book was amazing, and like I read the book after I watched the movie. Like my buddy let me borrow it, and then I read it, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah. I know there's a bunch of movies that I watched that are actually comics before they were movies.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any at the top of my head right now.
Did you ever see that movie that James Gunn directed called Super?
No.
Dude, it's Rainn Wilson.
Oh, wow.
It's Rainn Wilson. He becomes a superhero. It's kind of like Kick-Ass, but like way better, dude. Juno was in it. Juno becomes Rainn Wilson's sidekick. And like, dude, this shit is so fucking crazy. It's so graphic. Like, Rainn Wilson ends up beating the shit out of someone with a monkey wrench because they cut him in line.
Wow.
So they cut him in line. So he goes back into his car. He grabs a monkey wrench and like beats the shit out of him because he feels like that's true justice and shit. You know, like this shit is a good movie.
Yeah. In a way, I'm kind of sad that they brought Kick-Ass back into another comic, but it's going through Image, which is weird.
Yeah.
And I feel that John Romita Jr. This has to be his laziest art. I don't know. It's just not as good as the first three.
See, but here's what Mark Miller does, dude. Mark Miller only writes shit that he thinks will become a movie. Like he wrote Wanted.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote Wanted, he wrote Kick-Ass, he's writing some new Hit Girl stuff.
Yeah, even Kingsman.
Did he write Kingsman?
Yeah.
Okay, so that fucking further proves my point, dude. He's only gonna write shit that he thinks has potential to become a movie. And like so well, maybe that's just like how good his writing is, or like it's just like projects that he wants to get involved in, you know, like.
What was I know he has this one, Superior or something. I think it's called.
I think I've seen that on shelves.
Yeah. Although those comics are great. Well, Kick-Ass, those are what I've read mostly. Civil War was great.
Did he wrote Civil War?
Wasn't it him?
Oh my god, I gotta go dig those up.
Yeah.
Because Civil War if he wrote like the main storyline,
Yeah, I think
but
it was the main.
because there was so much other shit that was going on with Civil War. There was like Civil War Frontline, and then like there
Yeah,
was Civil
all
War
the
Wolverine, there was
tie-ins.
Civil War Spider-Man, there was Civil War Spectacular Spider-Man, there was
Yeah,
Civil
Fantastic
War
Four, Black Panther,
Black Panther,
characters
fucking
that weren't even
Fantastic
involved in the
Four,
main
Iron
story that
Man.
much.
Uh,
Yeah,
and the only ones that I collected for out of the trade paperbacks was Civil War 1 and 2, Frontline, both the Spider-Man stories, and Wolverine. Like I was still in the process of collecting all the other ones, and then I had like lost my job, or I wasn't making as much money, or some shit, or I
yeah,
was like spending too much money on comic books, and I was like, I need to slow down, and I just and I didn't pick it back up until a year ago.
yeah. I I was I was reading a lot of books for a while for a short period of time, but then I got back to not reading at all again. I think I read maybe 10 books within a matter of maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean, that's not a lot. They're graphic novels for crying out loud, but it was just, yeah. I have to read what I have in order to get a few more things that I want, and I'll get arcs like. Well, I just started picking up Sin City. The last one I just finished completing was Saga of the Swamp Thing. That was pretty much it. Uh, but yeah, I gotta read those. But I really gotta stop collecting for a while.
see, I just started collecting a year ago. Right when like me and my buddies were at, I told this story last week, but me and my buddies were at the comic book shop shopping for D&D stuff, and then this one dude that's there that's always trying to upsell some shit, and he came up, he's all like, dude, we got these new Spectacular Spider-Man #1s in, all sorts of variants and shit, and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying comics or whatever, but then I thought about it while I was there. I was like, dude, I already have the original Spectacular Spider-Man #1. Maybe I should pick up these new ones and just add them into this collection of stuff I'm trying to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So then I bought that, and I bought 3 of the variants. And I go home later that day after D&D, and I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm just gonna read this. And I read it, and I was like, dude, this is actually pretty good. I'm gonna pick up the next one next month. And so then I start picking up Spectacular Spider-Man every month, and then that got me into buying other shit. Like I started picking up Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider. The Jetsons had their Hanna Barbera shit come out. I bought all that. I and then I started just picking up shit everywhere. Like I'm picking up all sorts of Boom titles, all sorts of Image titles. Picking up stuff from Alterna Comics, picking up stuff from Xenoscope. Like, dude, I've been going crazy with it. Picking up stuff from IDW. Um, Picking up stuff from Valiant. Like I spent like $40 a week at the comic book store.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like, and like every week I have to borrow money from my weed budget, and then I get paid on Thursday, so then I pay myself back on Thursday, and then like
yeah.
uh, it's because I my weed budget doesn't mean I have a specific amount spent on buying weed, but like I
Mm.
technically do because I sell it at the same time. So like the money, like I use some of my profits to fucking buy my comic books, and I pay myself back the next day.
Yeah. Do you so? Do you have any favorite artists or no?
um, I used to be a big Alex Ross fan, but I'm not as much anymore. Um, Usually when I'm shopping for artists, I don't look at pros at all. I just look for like, indie people because usually pros don't have the time to work on new indie stuff, especially if they don't have high hopes of it selling because you don't have a name or you're a network or whatever yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man, because I like I said before, I don't look at credits. So I don't really know. I don't pay attention who's doing the art on what book.
Ah,
So like I always see these posts on like All Things Geek and stuff. Like who's your favorite Spider-Man artist or who's your favorite artist for your favorite character? And I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't even know.
yeah,
And even if I did, like, even if I did pay attention, like the options would be so. There's just so much and so going on, like so much going on. Cause I don't just stick with Marvel and DC. Like, I probably do buy more Marvel than anything. Cause I'm buying like Venom, and I'm buying Avengers, and I'm buying Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm buying Amazing Spider-Man. I'm buying Doctor Strange. Um, but like But I haven't read a bunch of that shit yet, dude. I read Ben Riley every month, and I read Spectacular Spider-Man every month, and everything else. Like I read Betty and Veronica Vixens every month. That's an Archie production.
yeah, yeah.
That's a good book, dude. I just posted a review of that last night. Um, that's actually a good book. Betty and Veronica start a biker gang to defeat the Southside Serpents, and then and they get that done after issue 5, and then issue 6 starts out this whole new arc where this dude, he's trying to act like he's their friend or whatever, but he's really like hunting down women and like kidnapping them and selling them and shit, dude. Like this shit is crazy. Like
That's dark.
this shit that goes down in real life, but like you would
Yeah,
never expect it in an Archie book, you know? Like,
right. Yeah, I have I have the old comic strips in a little mini omnibus. It's just a bunch of the best stories in there.
yeah,
Yeah, I've watched Riverdale for I watched half of it maybe
yeah,
of season 1. It was actually pretty good. I liked it. I like how it's a 1950s look mixed with a modern.
yeah. It totally is. And this season 1 is like loads better than season 2. Like season 2, you get some better like character development, but the plot is like, what the fuck, dude? Like, because like, at the end of season 1, dude, Archie's dad gets shot.
Ah,
Yeah, so then but he lives, he's still alive. So like season
ah,
2 is all about trying to find this hooded dude with green eyes and shit, dude. They're like, and then they make you think that they found him like halfway through the season, but then like he comes back like a couple weeks later.
yeah. What was because I just picked up Young Justice again.
Yeah,
Because I didn't watch season 2 at all. And if I did, it was low ass quality. And back when Netflix still had it on their streaming service, uh, who I forgot how long ago that was. But yeah, I like it, but it's not as great as everybody says it is. It's not as great. It's good, but not as great.
what makes you say that? Because now I'm trying to defend Young Justice because that's one of my favorite cartoons now.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The story was just it was nothing that I haven't seen. It was just something like, oh yeah, it's a good superhero show.
What I like about Young Justice, especially in the first season, was like how they really incorporated um more like some of the non Young Justice cast into the show, whatever. Like Batman's in there, and then the team's getting trained by a Canary and Red Tornado or whatever. Like it's not like Teen Titans where like they just like were like the Robin was just like, whatever, I'm sick of this shit, dude. I'm gonna start my own team or whatever. But like Young Justice, I don't know, like, and plus they have fucking Vandal Savage in there as like the main villain for like both the seasons, and then at the end of season 2,
Don't tell me. I
at
haven't
the end
watched.
of season 2, they show Vandal Savage like shaking hands with Darkseid.
Oh Oh shit!
Yeah, so like you got
I heard that's coming back too, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the DC streaming service.
Yeah. Wasn't there plans for Netflix to pick it up or something before?
It was until everybody decided to make their own streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because you got Disney. Disney is actually making their shit a part of Hulu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you could pay for like the regular Hulu subscription, or you could pay extra for like the Disney shit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta set up my Hulu. I got it for free apparently.
Why do you get it for free?
My phone company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I gotta set it up.
The DC shit for free then too. I don't know. I don't know how that
Who knows?
works. I don't know.
Yeah, you could shop shit on there too.
The what?
Toys. You could shop for toys on there, which is
Really?
cool. Yeah.
Damn.
It's not just a streaming service, it's a store.
Damn.
Yeah.
Give Amazon Prime a run for its money.
Yeah, it might.
Damn.
But I'd want to get that box set of all those the 10-year anniversary of the cartoon universe. Because lately they've been tying in a lot of the movies together.
All the new movies since Flashpoint Paradox have all been tied in together.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just the DC's actual cinematic universe. Seriously, they had
dude, I totally agree. I was actually calling the Arrowverse the DC actual cinematic universe because like that shit's way more entertaining than the movies.
Yeah. Even I mean I know somebody's gonna kill me out there, but even Wonder Woman was alright. It was decent at best.
Wonder Woman was an okay movie. Like
it was. I thought
it wasn't like groundbreaking. Like it definitely wasn't groundbreaking and fucking like phenomenal, like everyone was saying.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like just a solid origin movie. You know, like
yeah. Especially, Wonder Woman or Black Panther. Black Panther. I like Black Panther. I've actually watched that twice, somehow. But I think, I don't know. No one cared for those characters, really, until recently.
I've always been a fan of Black Panther. He was definitely like more low key back in the 90s when I was starting to get into this stuff.
Yeah.
But, I was always a fan of him. I always liked his costume design and like what he represented and shit, dude. Like I always thought he was a cool character. And then when I read this is like when I started picking up Civil War, because this was after like years of not reading comics, and I picked up Civil War. I was like, oh dude, heroes versus heroes, this shit is dope. So then I was buying all that shit. Black Panther came in, and he's like, dude, I don't even want anything to do with this shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. What was it? I don't know how you, because I like to see a lot of different ways they interpret a person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like when a creator makes something out different for one character rather than them all being the same. Say like somebody has a suit of armor, well, somebody else has the same type of shit, a suit of armor, or giving everybody armor. Have you played Injustice 2?
I have not played Injustice. I haven't played any of the Injustice.
Because about every character has a damn suit of armor.
Yeah.
And that's annoying as hell.
Yeah, that's kind of what they based Ezra Miller's Flash on.
Well, that's cool. But I like when a creator, and I'm talking just one creator, will have all different characters have their own characteristics, personalities, and tastes.
Yeah.
not something that's linear. Say one like Black Panther, how I picture him, he's just a sleek ass suit. Just it's technically just cotton or whatever it was made out of.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's
wow.
kicking ass in cotton.
Okay, that you made that into a bad thing. Kicking ass in cotton. But anyway, say like Black Panther is rich, so anyway. I mean I like his suit better in his actual standalone movie rather than I did in the
Captain
Civil War
America.
and everything, because that was more armor, and the suit in Black Panther, that one looked more sleek and like just a regular fucking shirt.
All right.
Full body shirt.
How do you feel about new characters being created just for diversity's sake and not making them interesting characters?
Well, that's just that's a lot better than changing characters just for the sake of changing them, just to make somebody feel good.
Okay. But that kind of falls into the same category at some points. Like when they turned Iceman gay out of nowhere.
I
Or
always kind of there was somewhere I forgot where the heck it was. I think I was reading Days of Future Past, and I saw that's when Cyclops was talking about Jean Grey, and they said, uh, no, well, Cyclops saw Jean, and he was all astounded. A few other people were astounded, and Iceman was just like, "Oh, girl, big deal." I mean, I guess
also, he might have always been gay. Okay.
that's what they were trying to say.
But then you got characters like everybody loved Miles Morales when he first came out, but then
Right.
when they merge Earth 616 with Ultimate Earth,
Uh huh.
um, he's actually become like from what I've read, I haven't read any of his storyline at all, so I don't really know much about him. But from like once he actually got his own solo title in Earth 616, he became uninteresting and he wasn't that good of a character. A lot of people don't like Riri Williams because she's like bland, or like oftentimes she's like rude as fuck. She's just like
Yeah.
not a good character, unless you read her in not her own solo titles. Like if you're not reading fucking Ironheart or Iron Man or whatever titles that she's in, like because she appears in some Spectacular Spider-Man. So like that's the only interpretation of her that I have, because she appears in that shit and she's actually
Yeah.
pretty awesome, you know. So like,
It depends. I guess it depends on the writer.
yeah,
And there's a lot of. I mean, not a universe is not going to be perfect.
yeah,
There's always going to be some plot holes in some type of way.
yeah,
But yeah, but I was saying like changing a character that's just so left field though, like out of nowhere. And I don't mean it on a political stance. I meant just as a metaphor,
yeah,
figure of speech, and like say they wanted how they wanted what's his name, so, or take example that they wanted Peter to be black. Well, we already got fucking Miles Morales,
yeah,
who's a character on his own.
yeah,
And personally, I like him. I like him a lot as Spider-Man. He's easily one of my favorites.
yeah,
But it's just like it's better to make a new character. Yeah, make him gay. But just keep him as they were,
yeah,
instead of just pissing off a whole damn fan base. Yeah, sure, fuck your feelings and everything, but it's just you're just changing the fucking our beloved characters just for the sake of views.
yeah. So there's this huge movement out. It's called Comicsgate. I don't know if you're aware of it or not.
I believe I heard of it. Very little though.
Comicsgate is trying to get all the personal politics out of comics and is trying to make great stories again. And they get so much flack and so much hate for being misogynist and bigots and whatever. And Nasser is part of Comicsgate. And there's no way Nasser's part of fucking KKK when he's Arabic as fuck, you know? Like. So there's all this shit. There's all this shit that fucking gets thrown at their way or whatever when all they're really trying to do is like, no, we're trying to fucking keep characters interesting. We're trying to fucking just tell and write and draw good stories. And like, just saying, like, if you go on Twitter and just say you're part of Comicsgate, dude, you're gonna get automatically blocked by like all these creators that like Gabby Rivera and this girl, I only know her as Mags, that like work for Marvel and DC. You're gonna get blocked by all these people just automatically just because they just hate Comicsgate. Because at first Comicsgate was bashing all these fucking creators for just writing and drawing fucking shitty comics. And that's what they were doing. They're just bashing like all these Marvel creators and DC creators for just writing and drawing shitty comics, which is apparent. It's apparent that there's a lot of shitty comics being created, you know. So Comicsgate was just bashing these people that just happen to be women, or like there's this new Riri Williams writer that feels like she should have got. Feels like it's right that she got the job because she looks like Riri Williams, has the same haircut or whatever. It's not like, so like they're accusing Marvel and DC for being racist, for hiring black writers and black artists for black comic books and white people for white books and what, you know, all this other shit. Which is kind of true. Like, I'm like, if you're hiring a black person to write a story just because the main character is black or whatever, that is kind of racist, you know, like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you were using them as maybe like an editor or like a sort of a guidance piece, like, hey, should I be able to write this in this story? Like, does this relate to black culture? Does this really, you know, like if you're using them as just like a sort of a reference, I feel that's sort of different than you're just strictly hiring. Like, you're a black guy, you need to write fucking Black Panther, you need to write Blade, you need to write Ironheart, you need to write, you know.
Yeah, I think that would be a little racist. And, I mean, and it doesn't matter.
Like, no, I want to write Captain America. Like, all right, you can write Falcon.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, oh, I can't. I have to write a story for a white person because I'm white and I wouldn't understand anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's racist, and that goes for everybody.
Yeah. But that's the thing that Marvel has been doing. And so, like, Comicsgate will fucking confront that shit, and then they get automatically accused of being racist and misogynist or whatever for not, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's stupid. Such as, yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, that's simple. Because we have people that, well, for fucking instance, Stan Lee and I don't remember if it's Jack Kirby that drew Black Panther, made Black Panther.
It might have been Ditko.
Well, no, it wasn't Ditko. He did Strange.
Yeah, Ditko definitely did Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just, dude, you look at it there, and this is the thing that's annoying as hell, is that how cool it's great that their Black Panther's finally getting attention, and the smaller characters are finally getting attention, but no one ever give a shit about Black Panther.
Yeah, it was Kirby
until lately.
Yeah, it was definitely Jack Kirby.
And they're trying to use him as some type of movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's annoying as hell. Dude, these characters have been around for so many years in so many different type of medias such as games and everything.
Yeah.
And you didn't give a shit.
Yeah, and then Black Panther finally gets a movie, and then you see posts like every black person in the world needs to go see this fucking movie.
Yeah, white people stay out of it. That's racist.
There was few of those, but then you also had white people posting like, "Is it okay if I see Black Panther opening weekend?" Like, yeah, it's so fucking okay, dude. Go watch the movie. Go watch shit you enjoy.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm gonna go, dude. I've been a nerd for, well, a geek for how long? And you're gonna try to shit on me like that? Nah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, like I just want to see Black Panther because I want to see a Black Panther movie. I don't care about.
Yeah, you didn't care about him in Civil War. You didn't even hear about him until his own movie.
Yeah. Like where was the people? Because they did show him in the Civil War trailers and shit. Where were the motherfuckers like, oh, Black Panther's gonna be in Captain America 3. Everybody, every black person in America go see Black Panther and Captain America 3. There wasn't any.
Even they try to do that with Wonder Woman. They only try to get women to see Wonder Woman.
Like all women get free tickets and shit like that, you know.
Yeah, well, it's 2018. I could say I cut off my penis and I'm a woman now.
Yeah.
Just because you cut off your penis, it doesn't make you a woman.
Within a year of you cutting off your penis, you can become woman of the year.
Balls, no balls, that determines what bathroom you go to.
I think Bruce Jenner actually still has a dick.
Oh God. I don't even want to get into that. I just want to stay into nerd topics now. No more boogers or anything. Just nerd topics, please.
That's what we do sometimes on Timone Show. Yeah. Like we're mainly geek culture, but we'll definitely go away. Sometimes.
No, I'm fucking around.
We'll definitely get off track, and
we definitely got off track for a while.
I'm a big Kevin Smith's fan, so like dick and fart jokes it's like my fucking bread and butter, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, with these lesser known characters, like what about I don't know, like Jon Stewart? What are the people for Jon Stewart to come out?
A lot of people want Jon Stewart.
I like Jon Stewart.
They also want Hal Jordan.
Well, I want the whole core. That would be cool as hell.
You won't get the whole core right away.
Right.
But like one of my favorite Lanterns, he's not my favorite, but my favorite Green Lantern is Kyle Rayner. My second favorite is definitely Guy Gardner. And I get a lot of shit for me liking Guy Gardner.
Why is that?
Because like I don't know much about him, but like I bought a lot of comic books back in like 2001. I bought a whole bunch of DC comic books for my buddy's uncle for like $50. I had like 2 long boxes and a couple short boxes. And then I was reading a bunch of these, and I had a lot of Green Lantern stuff, and it was all mainly Kyle Rayner. And I was like, Kyle Rayner's the shit, dude. He's an artist, dude. He's a comic book artist. And he just fucking chills and draws and shit. And then he goes and fights he fights crime and shit on his fucking, while he's not chilling and drawing. I was like, this dude is awesome. And then every once in a while they have Guy Gardner. Or I had a few Guy Gardner books, and I was like, this dude is fucking cool, dude. Like, first of all, his fucking costume looks like Mega Man. Where he's got like the big ass boots and shit, dude, like that, and he has like a little vest or whatever. I just thought his design was really cool. And then he has this fucking like no gives a fuck attitude. Like he don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, isn't he gay too or something?
I don't know if he's gay, but I know he's currently a Red Lantern, and I was like, that's even cooler. I'm like, I don't know if he's gay. If he was gay, dude, he's not getting a lot of dates. Because for one, he's kind of ugly, and for two, like he's just a rude son of a bitch. But some people are into that, so like I don't know.
Yeah, but those kind of things don't even last long. if you're into an asshole. Doesn't even last long.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm supposed to be a comedian, and my guests are funnier than I am.
wow. Thank you.
Hell yeah, I like it.
Well, from my end, I hear crickets only.
Well, yeah, because you don't have people that you probably don't live by anybody that gets jokes.
No, they only
You moved
understand
from
farm
20
language.
minutes away from the city to the country, dude. You're living by people that don't get jokes, man.
Yeah. Only things about they only understand farming and
Pig fucking.
tractor tractor lingo. Team fucking.
I said pig fucking.
Oh, pig fucking.
It's
I had sex with my cousin, who's also a pig.
Who's also a
I call him cousin.
pig?
Wow.
This pig's name is Cousin Fucker. Because all it does is fuck its cousins. I think it learned it from me.
Wow. Well, the more retarded bacon, the better.
Oh man, this bacon is from 100% incest pigs.
This pig came out of an anus. Nah. But yeah.
So I'm writing this book. I'm writing this comic book called The Adventures of Super Queer and Side Dyke.
That sounds familiar.
Where it's two gay superheroes. One is male gay and the other one is lesbian gay. And they just go around and they fight crime together. But there probably won't be much. There probably won't be as much fighting crime in the book as there will be just about like them just like going out on their gay adventures and like just just being gay. They're gonna be in costume the whole time. Like they go to the fucking mall and shit and like. And
Wow.
they're always wearing their costumes. They're never in their civilian clothes.
That's funny.
Like they'll go to like the stylist or whatever, and the stylist is super gay. Like, oh hey, welcome back, Brandon. You know, like they know they try to go by super queer and side dyke, but like everybody already knows them by like their like the whole gay community already knows them by like their real name, whatever, and they just love them because like we got representation, all right.
I have another question.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Do you think there's any originality?
Like at all?
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course I do. Have you seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
I've watched up to season 4 of Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is probably one of the best shows of all time, like next to The Wire and other stuff like that. There was actually a new Cloak and Dagger show that just came out. At
Heard of
season.
it?
Oh, dude, it's really good. Um, a lot of it is actually predictable, especially when it starts to get closer to the end. You're like, because they start talking about this like curse of New Orleans, and there's always been a light and a dark person to fucking stop the curse for like temporarily, but like one of them always has to die. So then they're making you hint that like, oh man, either Cloak or Dagger is gonna die at the end of the season. But then you already know deep down they're like, oh no, they're gonna find a way to break the curse permanently and both stay alive, which happens in the last episode. But like, dude, it's so good. Like they don't become Cloak and Dagger until the final episode. Like they know about each other. Like in the first episode and shit, they know about each other and they know like they kind of have an idea that there's something about them or whatever. But they come from two different dynamics or whatever. Like the girl who's Dagger, um, she comes from like a broken home and she's like a runaway. She's a runaway, and she's like a drug addict and all this shit, dude. And she just like goes around like scamming people and like breaking into parties and stealing purses and jewelry and shit, then pawning that shit off. Like, and then the dude who's Cloak, um, like in the very beginning, his older brother got killed by the police and shit. So then now he's an older kid or whatever in high school, and he comes from like this rich ass family, and he's like a black dude from like this rich ass family, and like, but like he's like totally disconnected from his family and shit because uh like they're like super overprotective on him because they don't want to end up him being killed by the police like his brother was. But like at the same time, like he doesn't have any of that shit in him. Like he's not a bad kid at all, dude. He's like a really good student. He's a good athlete and all this other shit, dude. But like his parents are still like, no, 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 dude. Like you can't do shit on your own because you're gonna fucking get killed. And so then like once he's like, what, and then like he's in high school, he sees the fucking cop that killed his dad or killed his brother, and he's like, so he starts going on his own little like vendetta mission to like take care of this shit. And along the ways, he keeps on running into Dagger, and like she keeps on running into him when she's trying to figure out this whole fucking company conspiracy that had her dad killed or whatever. You know, like there's all this crazy shit that's going on in there. It's a solid show. I think it's pretty original. There are gonna be some aspects of unoriginality in there. Like I've seen this before, or I know where this is going, and and especially in like this day and age when there's so much content out there, there is gonna be hints of originality and then hints of like, and I've already seen this shit before because there's just so much content out there. It's gonna be hard to be a 100% original. But I definitely do say there is still like a lot of originality out there. Um, and I want to believe that too because I'm a writer. I'm trying to create my own stories or whatever, and I try like as much as I get ideas on how to like break down a story and stuff from watching TV and movies and reading books.
Yeah.
I don't try to use their ideas. I try to use how they break down a story, you know, and
Yeah.
and then try to use my own ideas I come up with and write that shit down. So like as a writer, I do want to believe that there's creative originality out there.
Huh.
It's just not. I don't know. Like I think what you were getting at was like all the reboots and stuff that come out, and like all the remakes and stuff that come out. Like you had Ocean's 8, you had the Ghostbusters, you have the new Lord of the Flies coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a new all-female Lord of the Flies coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's just a lot of shit that gets remade, and like it's a lot of times said it's not done well. Like I enjoyed Ocean's 8, I enjoyed Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Ocean's 8 was kind of boring.
My question was going more towards, say, you know how people are inspired off other people's media or whatever.
Yeah.
Say how Batman was inspired by Zorro and Dracula.
Yeah.
Or something. I mean, well, Batman doesn't go out sucking people's blood and everything, but I
get what you're saying, dude. He's
yeah. He's a mix of both of them in some way.
Well, it's just like Luffy. Luffy from One Piece is a mix between Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if you watch One Piece, you're like, this is nothing like Indiana Jones or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Because I have characters. I even do that where I base off where I got my inspiration from other characters. So one of my characters that you don't know much about, right? Well, no one knows really because I keep a lot of my content to myself in case of anybody trying to steal it. And anyway, I based one of my characters off Spider-Man and a little bit of an acrobatic, another acrobatic character, which would have been Nightwing or a little mix of Daredevil. Well, I mean, mainly Spider-Man, because this character is such a goofball. But and hopefully, if when I execute this right, it's not in a cringe-tastic manner.
Yeah.
Where he goes from his character changes a whole shit ton in a situation that just doesn't give him a fucking break. So he changes in a fast pace, and I've made this character. I made this character back when I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
And I just keep this story going down in my head, which really I should write all this shit down still.
Dude, you remind me of myself when I was like a sophomore and a junior when I started creating my Vernon Avenue Press universe.
This
I
was
wasn't
before
writing anything down. I was like, I just got all this shit planned in my head, and I still do, but I'm actually writing scripts down now.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But what I was told, well, Neil Gaiman said that just write. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Just keep writing.
And Neil Gaiman is a fucking goat. So
yeah, yeah, that's one thing. Is my main thing is drawing. If I could get an artist or do it or just pull a Todd McFarlane and just start writing for myself, then hell yeah, I could start doing that as soon as tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think that even though I don't have enough of the time to keep drawing, and I haven't progressed as fast as I wanted, I still stick with it. So,
dude, like
that is one thing I'm proud of.
Here's one thing I gotta say for your art, dude. Like your colors and your shading and stuff is fascinating. It's like one thing you need to work on is like your anatomy.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
But like, dude, the way you shade and the way you color, dude, I'm always blown away. I'm like, dude, that shit's fucking good.
Yeah, the Plastic Man, I didn't see how it was that good. I know you complimented that. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. It was like oh, thank you. Yeah. But I think a lot of this shit does look better in person than it does on a picture, on a digital picture.
Oh yeah, for sure it does. And for us to be saying that your shit looks good when you post it online, dude, it has to look better when on your actual sketch pad.
I don't know if you saw the Hulk one. Well, I mean, first I did that in pencil.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later I got the iPad just recently, and I feel sometimes that I lost a little bit of the heart into the pencils. It wasn't. It looks good, but it doesn't. I felt it looked better as just pencil.
What you just said reminds me of. I was watching Joe Rogan Experience, and he had Chuck Palahniuk on his show. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Chuck Palahniuk. He wrote Fight Club. He wrote Choke. He wrote
Oh man.
He wrote all these awesome books, right? So he's talking about like when he's writing, he writes on a fucking with a pen and a fucking notepad, dude. And then later he'll fucking. He's like, when you see a motherfucker at Starbucks and they have their laptop out and they're fucking writing a script or whatever, he's like, they're not writing, dude. They're just typing. He's like, he's like, writing is fucking taking your pen and your notepad and fucking feeling that shit, dude, and fucking actually getting that shit down. So that could be the same experience you're feeling is like going from pencil and notebook or pencil and sketchpad to iPad, you know, like you're not getting this same sort of love out of the
Yeah. Well, it's also I'm learning a new medium.
Yeah, you're learning a whole different thing, yeah.
Yeah, and Well, just in the matter of a short amount of time, a week or so, I felt well because you haven't seen everything that I try to do or
Yeah,
interpret onto the iPad,
yeah,
but I felt I progressed so fast in a certain way onto the iPad.
yeah.
Uh, Before I didn't even know how to fuck with the controls. I was just wondering how the fuck am I gonna do this? This shit is so frustrating. I can't even fucking draw a circle, damn it. And then I just kept fucking around with it, and pretty soon I had that. Well, I had the Nova, which I think I draw Nova better in on paper and shit. So yeah, like I said, it's still uh, I'm still fucking around with it.
Yeah.
I also what helped me too is watching tutorials and just learning the basics of shit. That's as simple as that. That's what people forget is that you got to learn the basics before you go to the advanced. And people want the advanced first. They want the finished product.
Yeah, like everyone's all like, I can't draw anything. Like,
Yeah,
how do you draw so good? I'm like, I don't know. I've been drawing since I was 5. So,
yeah. Like that the Hulk piece, I like it. I like it a lot. I like because I saw all the different effects and shit from the well. If you look closer, you'll see dust particles and a dirty face, rough skin on him.
yeah,
Not interpreted that well, but I that's where I started. Holy shit! I started broadening the the textures a little bit.
yeah,
So within no time and no time at all, I keep fucking around with this shit. Yeah, I'm gonna get better at it, and
nice.
and I think I'll get better at it on paper too, because it's gonna be a different experience.
Yeah,
And but it's gonna broaden my horizons. It's gonna broaden the way I do it, because when I you know what I know how you say uh that the colors I use and everything onto the paper. Look, really, you know what I do? I don't do anything advanced. I don't do anything that's really uh over exaggerate. I don't try to make it so super complicated with shit.
and
I
I think that's one of the things that's most appealing about it. It's so simple and basic. It looks like anybody can do it, but you already know that everybody can't do it, and it still looks good. You know, like
that's what I'm that's what I was saying
yeah,
is I like the simplicity because even because yeah like I said I quote Jake Parker a lot with this is he says less is more, and that goes a long way.
it does. It really does. And
Because if you're trying to overcomplicate something, it's just gonna look overworked and just too overthought. And just simply put,
there was this drawing I did like 2.5 years ago. It was Brandon Guerrero's face on top of Bloodshot's body, and the background, Daredevil and Hal Jordan are both dead,
yeah, I remember that.
and like that shit took me because it's a big piece. It's um 11 by 17, so it's kind of a big piece, and that shit took me like maybe like 10 hours to like get that shit completed. And there was one point where I set it down and then I picked it back up like the next day or whatever, and I started to redraw and shade some of the stuff. I couldn't get the same shading texture as I was doing the day before. So like there's some parts like in Bloodshot's arm where it get like the shading is really fucked up in it because I couldn't match the same technique.
Uh yeah, uh, and I don't mention him a lot as one of my favorite artists, but I really like Mike Mignola's work. The colors, the shape, the anatomy, the distorted way he draws anatomy, it looks good in my and
Mike who?
Mike Mignola, Hellboy, the creator of Hellboy.
Oh,
Yeah,
and that's the type of shit that's the type of Mike Magnola. All right, I found him.
Yeah,
He's got this type of style where you'll definitely see this type of art style in like manga or like anime and shit, where like they use very like minimal they'll use like minimal like shading and and like character art or whatever. They'll sacrifice a lot of that stuff. So when like once action picks in, dude, like the action will be really fluid and solid and shit, and you'll see a lot of that art style in a lot of anime and manga, and like
yeah,
yeah, dude, this Hellboy shit is like it's a lot of black. It's just like a lot of black shading, and then maybe you use a little bit of darker color on some
yeah.
of this stuff. You know, like it's
And I think the another few people, well, like I said earlier, Tim Sale is another one of my favorite artists. I love the work that he does on Batman: The Long Halloween. If you ever read that,
I
go
haven't
check
not read that.
go check it out. Uh, I think I've read that story maybe 3 times in a row because I loved it so much. The art and everything, the
Oh,
colors.
dude, yeah, it looks like he uses like classic inking, like watercolor style.
Yeah, yeah, I believe he did say that.
That's what it
Uh,
looks like. His shit totally looks like watercolor and like
and,
classic
and
inking.
it, yeah, and it's not that. It just the characters look classic and to the original way they are. Well,
Yeah.
besides the Batman, the Long Halloween, but yeah, his art style, the I don't know, I can't say it's caricature because it's not
It's
a,
not caricature at all.
but it's just the way he draws people. It's awesome.
Yeah, dude, here's this really cool Daredevil thing I got up right here.
Yeah, and I'd say something that's also because I like a lot of artists from different points of the artist spectrum. Say shit from the realism, such as Alex Ross or Joe Jusko, to some stupid little mini chibis to like from like Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah.
Brian Lee O'Malley, uh, or like Jake Parker. He does these awesome robots, and he gets the detail in there.
Back when I
Uh,
was in high school, I was working on two separate styles. I was working on like a realistic, more comic book style, and then I was also working on like a chibi style that I called smoothies, where I was gonna back in high school and I was developing all these for my Vernon Avenue Press universe, where I had like over 100, and then I was drawing them all, and then I was drawing them all in my smoothie style. And then a buddy of mine's all like, dude, I want every single character of yours, but drawn in smoothie style. And I was like, he's like, I want a poster of it. And I was like, all right, fuck. I don't draw that much. But this
yeah,
was back when I was drawing all the time, and I was still like, fuck, dude, and I didn't have any like big ass art pads like I do now. I didn't have any of those like 18 by 11s or whatever back then. All I had was like your basic freaking sketch pad, freaking 7.5 by 11 or whatever, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I totally changed the way I want to interpret my art too, because it's not before I used the uh, echoing a bit. So, but I wanted to draw like Alex Ross because I love the realism.
Well,
But
Alex Ross does. Well, I was gonna say this earlier. What Alex Ross does though, he actually hires in models
yeah,
and he fucking paints the models and shit, dude. Like even if you have Superman flying with a cape, he'll have someone
who looks like
who's
Superman.
dressed like that, and then he'll be wearing a cape, and then he'll have fans blowing. He'll have fans blowing so we can get that fucking wind effect while he's fucking drawing and shit, dude. Like Alex Ross does amazing shit.
Yeah, he does.
But so, and this is what I was gonna lead in with that is I recommend for any artist who's aspiring or whatever, you're trying to get into any sort of medium, like, and you're trying to draw people, find a life drawing class, either if it's at a local community college or you can find a private studio. Get into life drawing, because that is some shit where I learned a lot about lighting, about anatomy, about how the body works in general, and then how shading and lighting actually works in real lighting. You know, because like a lot of times people shade just off of like where their natural shadows would be instead of where there's an actual light source.
Yeah.
So there's all these different dynamics that you can learn in life drawing. And in the life drawing class that I took when I was in college, um, we had to do like quick 5 minute sketches of like the current pose that the model was in. You know, like let's say this model was in like a pose where it looks like they're about to throw a punch or whatever, but you have 5 seconds to fucking get that shit down, and then they hurry up and switch their next pose.
So I'm pretty sure what you would do is the line of action.
Yeah, you totally just do some framework, and if you have the time, you'll try to fill in some details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of those challenges out there too. That Jamie Ray is he's a guy called the box office artist, and what he does is he tries to do detailed pictures as much as possible, and he's only using microns, sharpies, and pencil and blue pencil.
yeah,
Yeah, he's good at what he does, and he does a lot of those 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10-second drawings. So he'll draw the as detailed as possible, and then go to the shorter amount of time. And a lot of that helps too. Jake Parker did that with, and even I think Mark Crilly. Jake Parker did the 10-minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, 10-second, and when he was doing that, what it's really teaching you is what's the most important details of something, of an object, or the human face. Let's say you're drawing something like that. What you really need is for the car is just the wheels, the windows, and everything. You don't need to do some stylistic look to it. You got to
yeah.
just make it look like it's a car, and that's how it really. That's a way to find your style too.
I was always so impressed and jealous of the kids who could draw like clothes and shoes and cars and stuff like that, because I can only draw people, and just in like basic freaking like a button up or whatever, you know, I can just draw basic people. And then I had all these friends. I had a friend that I made fun of him in junior high for only drawing shoes and shit. But then in high school, I started to gain an appreciation for him. I'm like, dude, you fucking draw some awesome ass shoes. Are you able to fucking put them on a character? And then he's all like, no, I can't. I can just only draw the shoe. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
But then I was all like, dude, give me your shoe designs, and I want to put them on my characters or whatever. And he's like, cool, dude, we'll do that. And that was all it was. Because I can
right.
copy shit, or I can fucking look at something and fucking draw it at a different angle or whatever. I can do that easily. But when it comes to like actually doing my own shit, which I could do easily fucking like 15, 10, 15 years ago, I can't do it as easy anymore, man. Because mainly because I fell off and I have to like regain my skills. But there was a lot of shit that I could just do easily that I can't do easily anymore.
Right.
And that
Yeah,
goes for everybody, man. Fucking stay on your shit.
yeah, you gotta stay on that shit.
Stay on your shit.
Yeah, the best way to draw something is from live. Yeah, draw your fucking shoot. It's probably one of the dullest things you could do or whatever, but that's gonna help you in the long run.
And you don't even have to draw it exactly, dude. You just have to get the basics, like how the shit's laced, where the stitching is, like just all that basic shit right there. It doesn't have to be the exact design. It does, like, because if you're doing a close up, if you're doing a close up on like someone's like a boot or whatever, smashing on someone's face or smashing on someone's arm or smashing like a pop can or whatever, do you want? And that's the main panel of that fucking thing, or that's the main shot in your storyboard for the movie that you're doing. You want the right details in that fucking boot. You want you want the grip to look right. You want like all this crazy shit that you don't normally think of.
Right.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm losing. I was losing my train of thought. But no, I remember now. Yeah, I was actually talking to Shannon about a week ago or so, and he wanted I mean I do the request. I won't post everything right away, but I still got it on my checklist, and I get to that shit as soon as possible. But really, what I do is draw what I want to draw. So I'm not gonna put that shit to the side.
Yeah.
What I really want to draw. But anyway, what I do, he asked me to draw the two characters doing some kinky shit from Sex Criminals, and I didn't know a damn thing about it. So what I actually did was, instead of just looking it up
I don't
online,
know anything about Sex Criminals, but when he was on my show last week, he was like, "Dude, like you gotta get into Sex Criminals." So now I know it's just one of his favorites. Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, but yeah, he was telling me about Sex Criminals, and I said, all right, well, you know what? I'm the type of guy to research something before I draw it because I want to get it as accurate or something as, hey, this is I could take this from it and incorporate it so it's from the idea.
Yeah.
So I bought the book, and with this iPad, I could do all the colors and everything, and the effects to it, and it just fits perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, he was asking me, "Oh yeah, you wouldn't mind drawing that kind of thing?" I said, "I've been thinking about this for so long that, well, in a weird way, but in all seriousness, like I've been thinking about drawing XXX shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, am I gonna do that kind of shit? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna range from the XXX shit to teenage, like targeted teenager audience.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Todd McFarlane does. Todd McFarlane, when he makes Spawn, he makes it for more teenager readers, but when he came out with the cartoon, he made that more for adults.
Yeah. Dude, that cartoon was awesome. Dude, you had the voice
Yeah,
of Goliath being Spawn. Oh,
yeah,
fuck yeah.
and that was a good horror show, really. Uh, but yeah, he asked me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going XX rated. I even have a sketchbook that's just planned for the sexual shit called the XXX Files. That's just it's a play on words. It's a play on words.
I was just
But
watching the new X Files last night, dude. Like, that's a
yeah,
good season.
yeah, he was, and he said, yeah, "Oh, is that a pun or a play on words?" Well, because he asked if I'm gonna draw sexy aliens. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna draw. Why not? But yeah, so when I do this, when I start up this early grave shit, there's also gonna be different shit that I will probably release later on down
Yeah.
the road for my adult theme shit that you don't see in my comics. So pornographic shit. So not for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna and
American hentai.
American hentai. Yeah. So I have a lot of plans. Early Grave is just one of the beginnings.
That's such a good name too. Like you're using your own name on it, and
Yeah,
that's
it
such
could
a good.
also bite me in the ass. Say like I flunk. Yeah, my it was sent to an early grave. My career.
I have
But
this.
yeah,
I have this comment if I make because when I perform my comedy, I go by the name Wiener. So like I
yeah.
have this comment I make if one of my jokes flopped. I'm like, well, that joke went limp.
Wow,
And it was actually my sister's mom that came up with that line for me.
wow. Yeah. So I really I gotta wrap this up soon because I wanna go to sleep. You
Yeah,
got
it's late. I didn't.
yeah.
I just now
We've been talking
realized
for
it's
four
fucking
hours.
after midnight. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
See, like it always starts off a little slow, but then when we start just cooking, dude, like
yeah,
we burn all the batter.
right. But yeah, as I'm saying, you're gonna see a ton of content from different ranges, from different type of age groups. Uh, Not definitely kids,
Yeah,
kid stuff, but yeah, from different characters. Some of it's gonna be R-rated type. Some of it's gonna be more for like a teenager or young adult shit.
yeah.
So definitely, that's what I have coming up.
Like I could totally see you like totally prospering off some like more adult related material just because I know the like the jokes and type of stuff you're into. Like I'm
Right.
totally skeptical on your kid stuff, but I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm just really skeptical on it, and
Well,
when it happens, dude, I'm gonna wish you
so,
100% the best.
yeah, well, you know what I mean by the kid shit is like the MCU kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because even though I bash the MCU on some movies, on the jokes and everything, that I still take inspiration. I like DC and I like Marvel. I like Image.
yeah,
I, you know, I like all this type of shit. So you're gonna just see a lot of different things.
nice.
Um, my main character, that's who I want to boot off first, which is it's going to you're gonna see him grow. Like I heard the way they made Naruto, and sorry for the blasphemy if I said his name wrong, but the only way to watch that is to watch him grow up. Like not don't binge watch it. Watch it like slowly, and you grow up with him.
That's how
That's
I
how,
watched it.
yeah. So that's how much. That's what it is, pretty much. So you're gonna watch this kid grow from a goofy young vigilante that like kick ass who he wants to be a superhero, but yeah, life is tough. There's the boot to the face kind of thing.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of that in my heroes because a lot of my stuff takes place in 2001. Like it takes and like some of my stories even take place at my high school. I'm a character in my stuff, so like you're gonna see a lot of my characters like grow and become like new people and stuff. I am gonna do a lot of time jumps just so I can like start getting into the more like what's relevant now. But I think it's gonna be cool to see like how we perceive stuff back then and then like how we perceive stuff now, whatever, like 'cause I'm trying to put a lot of accuracy into that stuff,
Yeah,
or at least with my own perspective. But I do go out and I ask people like how did you react to such and such events, like when you were that age or whatever, like and that
yeah,
part of the world or that part of the country, so I ask friends or whatever about that type of stuff because I right now I'm writing Strange Adventures 9 through 11, which takes place during 9/11. And then like the covers of they're all gonna have like Uncle Sam on there, like where were you when aliens attacked the World Trade Center and shit, like it's gonna be really funny.
right. There, yeah, there's also different things like that they put their own story into it of real life events.
Yeah,
I don't know. because I just finished watching Danny Phantom, like I said earlier, and the way they interpreted the Bermuda Triangle, why people disappeared, is because they would go into different spots in the timeline. So the future or the past or
Yeah.
somewhere in the present. But that portal will never open again. So people are stuck in there. So
Wow.
that's why
Okay.
people disappeared there.
Speaking of Danny Phantom, there is this guy Kuro the artist who has actually teamed up with Butch Hartman, and they write a web comic called Ben 10 Danny Phantom 10 years later or 5 years later or something like that,
Yeah,
where
it is 10 years later.
Ben 10 and Danny Phantom are on a team together, and they just do all this crazy shit, dude. Like,
Yeah. And I like Danny Phantom for what it was.
yeah.
Uh, but I felt as if they could have gone to something more with it.
Well, it was a Nickelodeon show, dude. You can only
Right.
go as far as the Nickelodeon shackles. It's just like
Well,
the Disney shackles.
I'm not saying the maturity of it, but I'm saying the parents that they could have been some badass ghost hunters. But yeah, definitely the dad was a goofball, and sometimes the mom was. But yeah, what I'm saying is they could have gone with so much supernatural too, instead of just ghosts.
I feel you.
That's just that was his main thing. So I was I'm gonna take it for what it is. It was still a good show anyway.
There was this one really good show that did not get hardly any representation, and like before they were advertising it, it was really awesome. Like, it was called The Secret Saturdays, and
I've never heard of that.
it was about this family. Their last names were Saturday, and they went around the world fucking hunting down creatures and shit like chupacabra and other like mythical creatures and shit, dude. And the villain was this dude named Vivi Argust. And then like before the show came out, the villain Vivi Argust had his own YouTube channel and about fucking exposing cryptids. That's what they call these mythical animals or whatever, mythical monsters. They call them cryptids. He had this whole show on YouTube about, and it was like a real channel. And then once the show came out, they took the channel down. But he had this real show, dude. It was about like hunting cryptids and exposing cryptids or whatever. And it was like really cool advertisement before the show came out. But then the show came out, and they like nobody watched it, and like I did, 'cause I thought it was great.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of shows that could have lasted little longer, and I feel maybe I missed a few seasons, but Gravity Falls was another good one.
Gravity Falls was another great Nickelodeon show, I think, or was it a Disney show?
No, Disney.
No, my God, Gravity Falls is like there's a lot of conspiracies that Gravity Falls is related to Rick and Morty and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, even Justin Roiland, the creator of Rick and Morty, voices into Gravity Falls. They take a knock at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, even he's on Adventure Time.
Oh yeah.
Justin Roiland, yeah, he's Lemongrab.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Adventure Time but what I've seen of Adventure Time, it seems like it's pretty great.
Yeah, it is great. I used to watch it with my cousins back about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We used to watch Regular Show and Adventure Time. Yeah, those shows are definitely not for kids. I remember my dad came in the room while we were watching it. He said, "Is this show for kids?" I said, "Yeah, well, technically." And he said, "Well, because the cat is shaking its ass on the it grows and expands its ass. Well, not its butt cheeks and shows its asshole, but I'm saying that it starts shaking its ass, makes its ass bigger." And I said, "Well, The Simpsons is the same. I think The Simpsons has worse shit."
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just okay. That's ironic, but yeah, I think in the long run, I believe that Adventure Time became a better show than Regular Show. But although I like both of
I haven't seen much of Regular Show either, but from what I've seen of Regular Show, dude, it is astounding. Like they had that whole blowjob scene,
them.
like in the bushes and shit, dude. Like where like that dude has he's got a candy ball thing for a head, like gumballs are in his head or whatever.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then the other dude's face is like covered in fucking uh chewed up gum or just gum in general. And then they pop out from the bushes. Like, what were you doing back there? Oh, nothing. You know?
Yeah.
That type of shit is awesome. And like when you're a
Yeah.
little kid, when you're watching that shit, you
You
may or
don't
may
get,
not get it. It just depends on how.
and that's in every damn fucking every type of thing. Even
Yeah.
The Incredibles has that shit where Helen, she looks at her ass and she's like, huh. I mean, that wasn't really sexual, but it was just holy hell. I think that shit was probably like the first time I realized I like women.
Was that in the second one?
The first one.
The first one? I just watched
The
the first
second one.
I just watched the first one recently. I might have missed that scene, but
Yeah.
I was
She
like
looks at
really
her
watching
ass
it, and I was like blown away. I was like, damn, this movie really is as good as everyone says.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that makes me want to do superheroes. It's one of the reasons why I made my super team. So, but yeah, if anything, just if anybody wants to see my art or anything, just look me up on Instagram.
What's your Instagram tag for
My
the 20 viewers that I have?
right. My Instagram is Early Grave Dreams. It's just one whole. That's just the one whole thing. No spaces or anything.
I might put it in the description below when I upload tomorrow night, but
All right.
you gotta remind me.
All right, man.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
that's all I have time for. I gotta go to work in
All
5
right,
hours.
all right, James, Tyler. It was a pleasure having you on this evening. Everyone, make sure to leave your comments below on like and subscribe, and tell all your friends and family about this Not Safe for Work podcast about geek culture. And
And
yeah,
apparently boogers.
sometime we'll talk about shit and vomit and boogers.
Yeah.
And just tune in next week, and I have no idea what's gonna be in store for you, and that's the way I like it.